They pulled off a couple of plays at the end, a 4th and 1, where they scored a touchdown on, and they were just able to do just enough to get past the Wildcats on a night where we thought we had enough. The Tornadoes went on to the next round, the Final Four of the Florida High School State Playoffs, and lost to Cocoa Beach, a game away from the state championship game. So that's how close this team was last year, and that's how close these two teams were last year. Tonight, we talked about it last week in the kickoff classic versus Lake Butler. Wildcats lost some guys, but we're replacing them on offense. Our defense looks sound, looks solid. And Jackie, we're calling for a low-scoring game. What do you think? Well, I'll tell you what. Hold that thought, and after the prayer and the national anthem, we'll come back and get that going. So we'll be back. You're listening to the Bradford High School Tornadoes versus the Baker County Wildcats right here on WFBB 97.5 FM.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
And we welcome you back here to Bradford High School, side of tonight's matchup between the Bradford High Tornadoes and the Baker County Wildcats. Just after the Pledge of Allegiance, but Jackie, we didn't know they were going to do the invocation right after that, so they're in the process of doing that, and then we'll get back to some football here tonight. Wildcats on the road, first game of the year. Last week's game, as we talked about, does not count. Kickoff classic. Wildcats and Lake Butler doing battle at Memorial Stadium last week. Jackie, tonight, Bradford, they played Chiefland in their kickoff classic game. They played a half of football, and then I think the weather got them in the second half, and they just played one half of football. Looking solid. They've got a lot of guys that we faced last year back on this football team. What are you expecting to see tonight?
I think you hit the nail on the head, Mike. A low-scoring game. The offense for Baker County last week, they struggled a little bit. We talked about it after the game. We talked to Coach Mays about it. Listen, Bradford played on Thursday. Baldwin played on Thursday. There were a lot of teams on our schedule that were in attendance for our kickoff classic. So he didn't even turn the page on the playbook last week. But he knew that there were some things that we did that we got to get better at. You know, the offensive line had a couple miscues. Davion Dean's getting more comfortable in the pocket as the game went on. He's going to have a big one tonight. But the defense, I was very impressed, Mike, with as many people as we replaced on the defensive side of the ball, how well they played against Lake Butler. So you got to hope those guys come out tonight with a little fire under them, shut this Bradford Tornado attack down. Bradford, they got a lot of dudes that came back from last year. We got a couple up-and-coming dudes on our roster, so it's going to be a clash of some athletes on the field tonight.
Captains on the field for the Wildcats. Number 7, Jalen Wilcox. Number 6 is Mekhi Mosley. We called Mekhi Mosley's name a lot last week. Number 3 is Tucker Thrift. And number 73 for the Wildcats is Peyton Duggar. Let me tell you something. They bring out number 10, Jason Clark, Jackie. Number 10, Jason Clark's the guy that killed us last year on the 4th down and 1 play. He's the tight end. He's committed to Marshall University, and he's the guy that kind of wrecked our season a year ago.
Yeah, my goodness. You talked about that game last year. I mean, that was a game when we went into halftime, Mike, I felt like Baker County was in control the whole game. And they came out, Bradford did, opened the third quarter up, like you said, ran that kickoff back for a touchdown, and then that was all she wrote. They got the momentum on their side. And really, though, they ended up winning the game, but they beat us on 4 big plays in that second half. And Jason Clark, I believe, was the recipient of 2 of those. So a guy you definitely got to look for. He's coming back, a couple receivers, quarterback back for Bradford County. So Baker County's going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
Yeah, when we went back and talked about that game, it was only a handful of plays in the first half or the second half of that game that really allowed Bradford to get out of here with a win. And they had a close one with Cocoa Beach the next week and almost made it to the state championship game.
Yeah, very similar game against Cocoa, kind of a back-and-forth battle. And then Cocoa just made some plays late in the game to go on into the state championship game. So Baker County, I know they want this game bad. A rivalry, Mike. It doesn't matter who's on the sideline. I know we got our former coach over there, but it doesn't matter if it's Jamie Rogers or Nick Saban over there. This is a rivalry for the ages.
Wildcats won the toss for tonight, and Kevin Mays electing to defer to the second half. So the Wildcats will be on defense to start the game. Bradford will be on offense, and they will move right to left across your radio dial. The Wildcats will defend the north end zone going toward McClinney. So Wildcats coming out tonight, Jackie dressed in the black pants with the white jerseys, trimmed in red numerals with the black helmets with the BC logo. Bradford all red tonight. They've got the red pants with the red jerseys and the red helmets, and their fans look like they're all wearing red, so they probably had some sort of red out over here this week, but I think we got more people here than they do.
I was going to say, this is similar to last year's third round in the playoffs, and they can't build a stadium over there. Maybe they need to add some of those sections over to this side, because we pack it every time we come over here.
Loads of memories in this stadium, lots of players for the Wildcats and the Tornadoes that have come through here. This place used to be, for all those guys that are listening in from the old days, and when I say the old days, I'm talking about my generation, Jackie. This place used to be one of those places you had to go through for the district championship. It was one of those things. I talk about this all the time, and people that are not new to our broadcast would know this, but in the old days, you had only one champion that would come out of the district, and so you had a shootout among the teams that were within your district to win the district championship, and that was the only way that you could go to the playoffs. And the Wildcats didn't go to the playoffs a couple of times because of these Bradford Tornadoes. They got a whole intro video and everything over here, Jackie. It's big time, playing on the AstroTurf, playing in front of this crowd. It's gonna for an opener of the season, it's about as good of atmosphere as you can hope for.
Hey, this ain't no drive-in theater, man. Cut that off. Let's play football. That's the best video production team in the state of Florida, I guess, but that won't help them on the field tonight.
Well, they've got the smoke flowing, the helmet over there. They're running out now onto the field. The Bradford Tornadoes getting set to do battle against the Wildcats. And Jackie, you're right. Once all the smoke clears and both teams get on the field, all the hoopla behind us, it should be a good ball game. Wildcats, again, last week on defense, so many guys really stepped up, and you saw some guys that are going to be potential stars this year. Phillip Jackson had a great game. Makai Mosley had a turnover and a touchdown in that game a week ago and a big long pass play. We also saw Case Foster in that linebacker spot, Hudson Register in that linebacker spot, Kel Cruz in that linebacker spot. Linebackers are going to make some noise for the Wildcats this year. A lot of guys on that defense, Jackie, played well last week. We expect the defense to play well again.
Yeah, Seth Chestnut, he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. He anchors the middle of that Wildcat defense, Mike, and my goodness, it seemed like every other tackle, maybe even more, we were calling his name on the play. But he's going to have his work cut out for him, and you called it, Kel Cruz. Those other guys are going to have to rally behind Seth here and hope we get another defensive stand like we had last season.
10th grader on the roster is Brock Boatwright. He's number 10, and Brock Boatwright did the kicking last week. He did a good job with the extra points, and he's going to kick it off here tonight for the Cats. Bradford's going to send a couple of guys deep here. I got to get to my roster here. Jaron Alexander's back there. You've got Demetrius Pringle back there along with Dejon Shanks. So they've got some guys standing around the 10-yard line waiting on this kick, and we're about set to go. Perfect night for football, Jackie, except if we were about 20 degrees cooler, it would be absolutely perfect. Boatwright's got his foot into it. They're going to come back up. Pringle takes it around the 18-yard line, and he's got a hole, and Pringle is loose. He's across midfield, and Pringle is down the sideline. And just like the second half of last year's game, Bradford High has opened with a touchdown.
I almost said, Mike, I don't even know that I would kick it to him. But we do got a flag on the play, so I think the Wildcats are going to catch a break here, thank goodness. And I'll tell you, we watched last year. If you'd watch Blake Mays in the kicking game, Mike, he picked spots, and he picked where there were openings in the field to make that ball bounce around a little bit. I think Brock Boatwright got a little too much leg into that one. He was wanting it to hit the hole in the middle of the field right there, and the return man was able to field it cleanly. It was off to the races, and I thought there was a flag, but maybe not.
Yeah, the touchdown counts, he says, and unsportsmanlike conduct against Bradford. So there was a flag on the play. He just called unsportsmanlike as the return man raised the football, and I think he made a couple of gestures as he was heading into the end zone. But that's exactly what Bradford wanted to do. They wanted to strike early and strike fast, and they get on the board first, 6-0. Our defense wanted to be on the field first, Jackie. We wanted to be on the field to see how we matched up against this Bradford offense. And now they're going to go for 2 out of the extra point set, and it's going to be no good. The Wildcats have defended well. So the 2-point conversion, no good for Bradford, but you want things to go well, and you wanted to see your defense. That's the reason you deferred to the second half. We wanted to see what our defense looked like against their offense, and now we've got to come back. And it's not a pressure situation, Jackie, but you don't want to give them a chance, if you go 3 and out here, to go up a couple of scores early in this game.
No, we talked about momentum of last year's game, and that's exactly how it started with a kickoff return for a touchdown. You got to hope now this Baker County Wildcat offense can go out and answer. You don't want to lose this game early, and there's a lot of nerves and a lot of excitement on that Baker County sideline. So got to hope these guys calm down just a little bit and march down the field right here and try to even it up.
Breeze coming out of the south tonight. It is helping us out a little bit here, because I'm going to tell you, when that sun was high in the sky a little bit earlier, Jackie, it was hot, but it's starting to get a little bit cooler here tonight. If I can say cooler to go along with this summer, I don't know if you can really call it cooler, can you?
Oh my goodness, no! Unless it's
a little less cooler.
Unless it's a cooler with ice, there's nothing cooler about this. My goodness, it's a scorcher out here.
A little less hot, maybe.
The good thing about this, Wildcats should get good field position after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, 15 yards. They back it up to the 25-yard line. You kick off from the 40 in high school, so at least that 15 yards should give us a chance to return something here. And why don't we just go ahead and return one back and make it an even deal? Here we go. From the right sideline at the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, Davion Dean's got it. Davion Dean to the middle of the field, and Dean's going to carry it out across the 40-yard line. And the Wildcats will start it there, first down and 10 across the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. So good field position, and you need to answer. I mean, you don't necessarily have to get a touchdown on this drive, Jackie, but we don't need a 3 and out.
No, you don't want to go 3 and out. I mean, the worst-case scenario here, you want to go down and try to get 3 points, but you do need an answer. You got to be able, this offense needs a little confidence after last week's outing, I think. Like I said, towards the end of the game, they were clicking and getting better.
Wildcats are going to split 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield with Davion Dean. Jalen Wilcox, number 7 in the backfield. First down 10 from the 41-yard line. Handoff, straight give, and he's cut down behind the line of scrimmage. No chance of getting out of the backfield as the running back was cut down right there at the 40-yard line. We'll call it a loss of 1.
Yeah, you can see one of the offensive linemen there. He's frustrated with himself. I think there was a miscommunication up front that time.
Second down, call it 11 now for the Cats. 3 receivers to the right this time. Davion Dean in the shotgun. Second down play, second down 11. Wildcats move on offense, and I said no 3 and out, Jackie, and that's where you headed when you get a false start and you get cut down behind the line of scrimmage on down 1. So you're going to be looking at 2nd and 16 just like that.
Davion Dean was trying to get him to jump off sides that time, and that has to be the most frustrating penalty for an offensive coordinator, is when you call for 2 and your guy's the one that jumps.
Second down 16 for the Cats. Just underway from Bradford High School here in Stark, Florida. Wildcats on the road tonight, wearing the black pants, the white jerseys, black helmets. Dean takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. It was a read option. And the Wildcats have ran 2 running plays now and no yardage to speak of, maybe negative 1 total. 3rd and 16.
Yeah, nothing doing right now in the running attack. Davion Dean tried to keep that one himself, and they had everybody swallowed up. Jalen Wilcox, Davion Dean. Right now, that defensive front for Bradford getting after it.
Third down, 16. Third down. Dean in the shotgun. 3 receiver set to the right side, 1 to the left. They're bringing a blitz. The left end came crashing. They cut it across the middle. The throw is going to be nowhere near the receiver, and Dean takes a hit from Torrin Brazel, and that's going to be 4th down, and exactly what we didn't want here after the kickoff return.
Yeah, we had a man that time, but Davion Dean just no time whatsoever to set his feet and throw that ball.
Pringle's going to be back to return the punt. Looks like Davion Dean is going to be the guy punting it away. This is danger zone here because you saw the electricity on the kickoff return a moment ago. Bradford has players on the field, and they will try to bring it back. Here's the ball's going to hit and take a Wildcat roll down inside the 25 to the 24. He thought about returning it, but then thought better of it and just kind of got out of the way. Shanks was the man over there, number 6. So now we'll see that Bradford offense against the Wildcat defense.
Yeah, good punt that time by Davion Dean. Bradford looked to get a good field position out of that, but Davion Dean boots one down there, so they're going to start them inside their own 25-yard line. And like you said, we got to see this defense. Hopefully they come to play tonight.
Well, it's not going to take us long to find out. 9:43 to go, first quarter. Bradford with the ball with a 6-0 lead. Wildcat defense on the field. Bradford with the ball, first down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Shanks is the man. He stands in the shotgun, and the Wildcats jump on play 1. Hard count by the quarterback, Shanks, and we're going to give them 5 yards. Penalties have gone against the Cats so far. They did have the unsportsmanlike on the kickoff return, but as far as scrimmage plays, Wildcats 2 penalties so far early on. And early in the possession, too. That's where you don't want to have them. You give them 5 yards on first down, that's basically just giving them a free run at it, 1st and 5. Shanks in the gun. They split 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right. In the shotgun, Shanks back to throw. He fires it left side, and he's short. Looking for his receiver over here. He sat down right at the 31-yard line, and that's incomplete. That was number 4. He was looking for Pringle over here that returned the opening kickoff.
Yeah, Shanks skipped that one across there. I think that's what you got to do tonight. You got to stop the run, and you got to make Shanks pitch it around the yard a little bit.
Second down play coming up. 2nd down and 5. Just underway, Bradford High School. Wildcats bringing a lot of fans here. Hopefully we got a lot of folks listening in back in McClenny. We'll talk about the season to come here. This is not a district game for the Cats, just a solid opener. Here we go, 2nd down 5. They send a man in the slot. He's moving to the left side. Snap back to the quarterback. He's going to give it off coming around the end on the end around. And the Wildcat defense, led by Seth Chestnut and Cale Cruz, are going to throw him in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
What a great pursuit by Seth Chestnut and a better tackle by Cale Cruz that time from that outside linebacker spot. We talked about it. Those guys are going to have to play big tonight. And on that play, the linebacking core showed what they can do.
They brought Jaron Alexander on a jet sweep that time, and he actually lost 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 7. That's the kind of play you want to see from this defense. A nice job staying home. 3rd down. Shanks in the gun. He looks to throw. Fires one right side. Catch is made, and it's going to be short of the 1st down. He made the catch right at the 39-yard line. Looked to turn upfield. The Wildcats had it covered well. It's right at the 40. He's about 2 yards short of the 1st down, and let's see what Coach Rogers decides to do. Looks like they're bringing in the punt team.
Yeah, you never know.
You just never know.
Anytime I see Jason Clark on the field,
he ruined our chances last year, didn't he? They're lined up in a formation with a couple of receivers out here, but if I remember this from last year, McKenzie, who's out there as the quarterback / punter, I think he's going to drop back right before the snap here and maybe take a couple of steps, but he's in that intermediate zone, and he just takes a short snap and punts it high. Davion Dean's back there to return it, has the ball go through his hands, goes back and picks it up at the 15. Dean makes a man miss, flag coming down behind the play. Dean all the way out across the 30-yard line, but I'm afraid we're probably going to get flagged here. as usually you get a block in the back or something like that coming down on a punt. Dean, a good return as he missed the ball in the air, fumbled it, lost it back to the 15-yard line, had to go back and get it, but he comes back upfield across the 30, but we're going to get a penalty.
I tell you what, I hope they got a IV drip for Davion Dean at halftime, because that dude has not come off the field doing it all tonight. Had a good return on that one, but like you said, going to get called back from a flag that was thrown 40 yards deep.
Yeah, way back here. I mean, Davion's at the 15, and the guy that threw the flag was at the 40 on the other side of the field, so you tell me. But they're going to mark it off. It'll be against the Wildcats, block in the back. Well, they called a personal foul, not a block in the back. I'm not sure what it was, but instead of the 30-yard line, just take it back to the 15.
I'll tell you, that was a great stand, though, by that Wildcat defense. Exactly what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
3 and out on what we said needed to happen there. Now this offense, they got to get going.
7:53 to go, first quarter. Dean in the shotgun. Wildcat split 2 receivers to the left, handed off straight up the middle. Nothing doing that time as Malachi Lewis took the handoff and got cut down right at the line again. The Wildcats can't find any room to run up in the front of that line.
Yeah.
Going to have to do something to stem the tide here.
Yeah, up front right now, that Wildcat offensive line struggling against the speed of this Bradford front.
4 receivers set, 2 left, 2 right. Dean in the shotgun, takes the snap. Dean looks downfield, looking for a man, and he's under pressure, and should have been a face mask, and maybe it came out there at the end, hopefully, as Torrin Brazel was back there, and Torrin Brazel grabbed his face mask. Dean's helmet came off, so it's got to be a face mask.
Yeah, I think the side judge, I think he saw it. I don't know how the 2 guys in the middle of the field didn't see it, but that's going to be a huge break for this Wildcat team, as that was going to be
They call a 5-yarder, Jack.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that play resulted in what would have been a sack way back inside the 5-yard line, or way back inside the 10-yard line to the 7. They give us a 5-yard face mask to go back to the 12, so they still get a sack, and it goes. I can't see the down marker. It should be second down, but it's going to be second down and about 15, maybe second down and 13.
That time, I will tell you, the offensive line did a great job. Gave Davion Dean plenty of time.
You got a guy like Torrin Brazel over here. We saw him a year ago. You can't block him forever. Second down, the Wildcats are going to be stuffed in the backfield again, trying to run the ball. Looked like a little bit of a read option play, and they had 4 guys in the backfield, and we're going nowhere. It's going to be 3rd and long.
And, I mean, that's just in the trenches. We're just getting dominated right now, and you got to, maybe as the night goes on and as hot as it is out here, maybe those guys will eventually wear down. But right now, that defensive front for Bradford doing a good job up front.
Well, and you start talking about field position now. You know, they ran the opening kickoff back, so our defense did a nice job against their offense, but when you give them a short field, so if the Wildcats don't convert here, you're looking at giving them the ball around midfield. 3rd down play, Dean is under pressure on the blitz. He fires it out to the right side, and it had no chance. I think it got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down. Wildcats just sent a couple of guys streaking down the right side, and had that ball been thrown on target, it would have been picked, Jackie. The cornerback turned and was running the other way. Pass just short, and it'll be 4th, and we'll have to punt it away.
I think Davion, he had to get rid of that football a lot sooner than he wanted to.
Timeout on the field. We're going to take one with them. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB 97.5 FM.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat. Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
And we bring you back here to Bradford High, and as we come back, Davion Dean puts his foot into the punt, takes his Shanks back to around the 50-yard line, and Shanks is going to run it right back up the middle to around the 28-yard line of the Wildcats before the Wildcats can get him down. Took a couple of guys to bring Shanks down, and now that's the short field I was talking about, Jackie. 6-0 lead for Bradford with 5:53 to go first quarter, and now they've got it inside our 30 to start their drive.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're talking about a low-scoring game, Mike, that kickoff is a huge disadvantage if you think that's going to be the case. And now another short field here for Bradford. Wildcat defense really going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they do here. Shanks takes a snap, going to hand it off. No, keeps it himself. He was hit in the backfield, should be holding in the backfield, but no call there. Wildcats finally up in Shanks as he goes around the corner inside the 20-yard line down close to the 16.
They had him.
In the backfield.
Well, he had him. Had him at the point of contact, and Shanks was able to escape and get huge yardage here. I was with you, though. I thought there should have been a holding call.
I think Wildcats take a timeout here, Jackie. If you're new to the listening audience, the Wildcats and Tornadoes matchup is bigger than just the two games we played last year. You know, it's we've got three guys that are from the Baker County, not just the Baker County area, but guys that played for the Wildcats and guys that coached the Wildcats on that sideline. So Jamie Rogers was the Wildcat head coach, took us to the state championship in 2017. He's got John Staples over there with him, and he's got another guy this year that they brought, a guy that went on to play linebacker at Missouri. Darvin Ruiz is over there, a guy that scored a lot of touchdowns for this Wildcat football team. So it's bigger than just the fact that we're playing an old rival. They also have Baker County guys running the show.
And this rivalry, you know as well as I do, goes back decades, Mike.
Way before us.
Way before us.
I'm a lot older than you, but it goes way before me. First down and 10 now, Bradford inside the 15-yard line. Shanks keeps it again himself and runs straight up the middle, a little zone read play, and Shanks is driving guys inside the 5-yard line. They're going to be set up first and goal. And Bradford's going to own this first quarter as we come down to 5:31 to go in the first quarter. They've got a 6-0 lead so far. That was the opening kickoff. And now Shanks takes them down to the 5-yard line where it's going to be first and goal.
Yeah, I tell you, I felt like we had that defended very well. Shanks just a very elusive quarterback. A couple times we've had Wildcat defenders in the backfield with a chance and just not able to make the tackle.
First down play now for Bradford. They just bring everybody inside the box here, so look for some misdirection around the quarterback. Shanks in the shotgun. Takes a snap, bobbles it for a second, and the Wildcats are going to get a big tackle on him back around the 10-yard line. Nice job. Phillip Jackson broke in there and gets the sack. Shanks couldn't handle the snap, and it goes all the way back to the 11 for a 6-yard loss.
If you'll remember in last season's game, they got down in a similar area and fumbled the football, and Makai Mosley took it all the way back inside the Bradford 10-yard line. I was thinking, man, that'd be nice to have right here, and it almost did as Shanks bobbled that snap.
4:43 to go first quarter. Want to thank all the folks back in the Baker County or wherever you're listening tonight for listening in at 97.5 FM. We got a lot of folks. And that's Clark. No, that's not Clark. That's number 8. Sorry, number 8, Alexander on the carry. And Hudson Register, just a sophomore on the field for the Wildcats. And he makes a big tackle, a loss of 4 on the play, takes them back to the 17. So good series here for the defense.
Yeah, you got to finish it right here, though. Don't give up a cheap one, 3rd and 17. 3rd and goal from the 17. You'd love to settle for 3 after that field position.
And I don't know what their kicking situation was. They went for 2 on the first touchdown. Shanks in the gun, 3rd down and goal from the 17. He fires one to the right side. He hits the receiver over there, and he's going to be upfield inside the 5, and all kind of flags on the field. Had to be. He was getting blocks downfield, but they were holding, and just tackling Wildcat defenders over there in front of him. So it would have been a play that didn't get a touchdown, but it might have given him a chance to go for it inside the 5.
Yeah, it was definitely. He was down to the 2 or 3 yard line.
Wildcat signaling that it's against Bradford, and it's going to be some sort of holding or blocking the back on that right side of the play over there. And so that'll negate the big play. It was a good play call for Bradford. They swung it out to number 2, which is Cummings on the right side of the field, kind of a lateral behind the play. Cummings takes off upfield. He got the blocks, but they weren't legal blocks.
He got a good one at first. I thought, my goodness, here he goes. But after that, it was just a melee down there.
After the penalty, they come all the way back to the 17 where they were. So 3rd and goal from the 17 again. Let's see what they do now. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd down, Shank straight drop, and he's sacked. 2 guys back there, Philip Jackson, along with, that's Thrift on the play. Tucker Thrift along with Philip Jackson. They met at the quarterback, and a big loss, and it takes them all the way to the 23-yard line. So this will be a 40-yard field goal.
And you're right. The kicking game, they're not even going to act like they have a kicker over there. Shank's going to come back on the field here. And again, I said it earlier, Mike, just can't give up a cheap one. It's 4th and goal from the 23-yard line here.
Well, the Wildcats need to send some guys back because they're probably going to throw one to the end zone here, or Shanks is going to take off, one or the other. 4th down from the 23, 4th and goal. Shanks, empty backfield, takes the snap, looks to throw. He's under pressure. Shanks is going to be hit and sacked again. Tucker threw 2 sacks in a row and swung him down on the far sideline. He got time to start with, and then Thrift blows through there, gets him down at the 31-yard line. And, Jackie, guess what? That's exactly where this drive started.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play. Huge 2 plays by Tucker Thrift. Philip Jackson on the previous play. My goodness. And the defense as a whole to stand right there, Mike. A little bit of doom and gloom we saw as they made their way inside the 5-yard line, but a couple penalties later and a couple huge plays, offense is going to have a chance.
For sure. Wildcats back on the field now from the 31. 2:23 to go first quarter. I see Wildcat Vic Gibbons in the house walking behind us over here. Vic Gibbons was on that team that won the 89 district championship. Friend of the program, so to speak. First down and 10 from the 31. Wildcats. Davion Dean takes the snap. He's going to run it to the right. Davion does not have enough speed to get behind those guys. It was a busted play from the beginning, and Davion just picked it up and tried to run it. And that front group, I don't know if you want to call them front 4 or front 7 for Bradford, there's a lot of speed there and a lot of size and a lot of strength.
Yeah, no doubt. Right now, Davion Dean, that all started with a low snap, rolled it back there to him, and he's running for his life as soon as he gets the football in his hands. So we got
Wildcat fans getting after him. 2nd down, call it 2nd down and 16 now. Dean in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Bradford on defense. 6-0 ball game. Bradford on top. Bradford is back there in the backfield. Dean shakes and bakes, makes a couple of guys miss, keeps it himself, but Davion Dean just fighting for his life to pick up 3 or 4 yards, Jackie.
Yeah, I mean, just nothing doing at all. Receivers not able to get any separation, and Davion Dean, he has not come off the field, and he has taken a beating so far in this first quarter. We've got to figure something out. We got to get the ball out of his hands quickly, or this offensive line's got to get after it a little more so we can get something going in the run game.
A minute to go exactly, and the Wildcats offense is out there. You're down to 20 seconds on the play clock. They're going to call official timeout here. I'm not sure why they're calling an official timeout, but it'll be 3rd down for the Wildcats after the timeout. Jackie, let's keep it here during the break. Haven't had a chance here officially since the start of the regular season now to welcome all our Wildcat fans listening in to the broadcast. And, Jackie, we have a good one to start, but we'll remind Wildcat fans, no matter the outcome tonight, this game is not a district game for the Cats. It's a game that matters to everyone listening and to everyone here and the coaching staff and the players. It matters, but it's not a district game. We'll have some district games down the road. Wildcats will play 3 games before coming back for our first district game at Baldwin in mid-September. But this is a stretch of 4 away games for this Wildcat team to start the season. And for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before we play at Memorial Stadium again.
Third down play, Davion Dean, straight drop, looking to throw. He's under pressure again. Dean floats one out there to the sideline, and the Wildcats are going to have to punt again. So the Wildcats now 3 offensive possessions with the ball, Jackie, and if I'm right, my man statistician, my buddy Tim Wilder, is up here with us tonight keeping stats, and if I'm right, the Wildcats do not have a first down.
No, I don't think we have a first down, and at this point, I'm not even sure we have positive total yards.
-9, according to Wilder. He's a Georgia fan, though, so I'm not sure he can count.
He hadn't run out of fingers yet.
Oh, he says he can count 2 in a row. Well, that's original. Fair catch called for by Shanks back to the 38-yard line. And that's where Bradford is going to take over. We're not going to start talking about college football till next week, but we will talk about it next week. First down play coming up. At the quarter break here, John, I'm going to keep it here and run through some sponsor information for the Wildcat fans listening in. I want to make sure that as we go through this year, you guys understand who helps make it possible for Wildcat football to be on the air each and every week. It's always harder for us to do that on the road. It seems like our time just cuts short on the road, but at home we try to do it. But with 4 away games to start the year, we don't have much time at home, Jack. Who designed that schedule?
Yeah, I tell you, we talked about it a little bit. That Brunswick game against Glenn County, that kind of takes away one of our home games, but the kids enjoyed it, thought it was a great atmosphere, good fun game to play in. So,
well, the good news with that is at the end of the year we'll be home a lot. First down play, they're just going to run the ball straight up the middle, and the Wildcat defense says nothing doing. The right side of the line doesn't give up anything, and it'll be 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play for the Tornadoes.
I tell you, I mean, you take away that opening kickoff, I'm no mathematician here, but this game's 0-0, and that defense is playing really well tonight for Baker County.
Well, that's going to be the last play of the first quarter unless they get this one off soon, and we'll check with Tim Wilder on the stats. But really, the stats are pretty much going to be this, Jackie, an opening kickoff return. That's pretty much it, and that's the end of the first quarter. Like I said, we'll keep it here. I'll get some stats from Tim in just a moment, but coming to you live from Bradford High School tonight on 97.5 WFBB, located right there at Glen Baptist Church, thanks to Pastor Chaz Rowland and John Meadows. John Meadows sent a message out tonight, Jackie. This is his 9th year bringing Wildcat football on the airwaves right here on 97.5 WFBB. Can you believe it's been that long?
My goodness, that's crazy.
Well, congratulations on 9 years, John, but here's the problem. 9 years doesn't mean anything. You got to make it to 10, and then we'll bring some cupcakes and stuff up to the church and celebrate the right way. All right, so just real fast, Jackie, I want to run through this because these guys are so important to Wildcat football. I want to give a couple special shout-outs here. Baker County Health Services up at the Ed Frazier Hospital, I want to thank them. They're a sponsor on board with us for sure. Want to thank all the folks at Baker County Health Services up there at Ed Frazier Hospital. Do a great job, and we're working with them right now to get their commercial playing during the week, so we'll have that going as well. Todd Ferreira, our buddy over there at Todd Ferreira Funeral Home. Todd always says go Wildcats. Dual State Real Estate, Sabrina Thrift. You saw her son, Tucker Thrift, in there on some of those big sacks. Robbie Foster, my friend Robbie Foster at Foster's General Contracting. Larry Berkins with Berkins Chevrolet. What would he say, Jack?
He'd say, just come on.
That's what he'd say.
Come on to Bradford County and watch these old Wildcats tonight.
Jack Baker and Justin Webb down at Baker County Farm Bureau. Oscar Gray, our friend over at Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. Chris Harvey down there at Harvey Pest Control. And Tim Hughes of American Recycling. Our guy, Robbie Lancaster, with Tailored Healthcare. And last but definitely not least, probably the most important, well, not the most important, but one of the most important, Baker County Sheriff's Department and Scotty Roden. So we want to thank all those guys for making Wildcat football possible. You'll hear their commercials running behind us. A couple of them we've still got to get on the air, so bear with us. We'll make sure that you get all the airtime that you need. But the best news there is, you know, between making sure the church is taken care of for the services of John Meadows and the airtime and things like that, the sponsorships, Jackie, go directly back to Baker County High School into this athletic program. That's the most important piece. Second down and 15. They're going to run the football straight ahead and get it out to around the 38-yard line. It'll be third down coming up now for Bradford. Wildcat defense has done a nice job here early on, but just to recap, Bradford behind their quarterback, Dejon Shank, took the opening kickoff back around 82 yards for an opening touchdown against these Cats. They missed the 2-point conversion, so we've been stuck right there for the last quarter, 6-0.
Yeah, I tell you, what you'd like is to get this defense off the field for a little while, let them catch their breath. Offense just hadn't been able to really get a whole lot going, but defense playing very well right now and puts Bradford in another 3rd and long here.
3rd down long. Wildcats defense digs in. Shanks looks to the right, fires one out here. He's got a catch made along the 40-yard line, and he's going to get upfield, and he's going to get across midfield, and that's a 1st down for the Tornadoes. That's the same play that they ran on 3rd and goal from the 17 a moment ago out here to Cummings. And Cummings gets his blocks this time, and they're going to push just far enough to get the 1st down.
Yeah, that time, the initial at the point of contact there, that Wildcat defender, he's got to blow those blockers up. They're just kind of sitting back, letting those Bradford wide receivers come to them. And by the time we make first contact, he's 7 yards down the field. So the only thing really Bradford's had going for them there, just a little bubble out to the right.
1st down play now. Bradford moved the chains. They get to midfield. It's right on the stripe right in front of us. Shanks in the gun. 3 receivers to the left side. He's going to run the running play to the left side, and it's going to be cut down, a gain of 2 yards on the play. Not much room to run over there for Alexander, and it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
What you hope is that they don't just, we just talked about that defense getting a break. We got a defender cramping up already here with 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
What would Bobby Johns have over there to aid with these cramps, man? You see, I miss those days. 15 years ago, Jackie, you look down on the sideline, we had barrels of pickle juice on the sideline. I mean, just there'd be 6 or 8, 10 bottles down there, and Bobby'd say, bring all the pickle juice you can. And now they make it, in the popsicle form, so you can be a little more classy about it. But, we were sticking our hands in there, getting pickles, and then handing them the pickle juice to drink on the sideline to keep those cramps from coming.
When you're cramping up, you don't care.
You don't care.
Their hand in there.
There's nothing worse. I tell you, you and I have never been pro athletes, but we've played our share of some athletics over the years, and I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than after one of those all-day softball tournaments or, volleyball tournaments, something like that, waking up about 3 in the morning with that cramp that makes you jump out of bed and grab something, and your whole body, you can't move, and it just is pain. And so that's what these guys are dealing with. And, I mean, these guys are in shape. I mean, they've been working out all the way back, going back to the spring, and they're in great shape. So it has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with the heat and what it takes out of you in terms of the dehydration. And you got to get it back in, and if not, the cramps are just going to keep coming.
Well, and the thing is, I'll tell you what, these kids don't understand. I know these coaches preach it to them. Hydration starts on Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
You can't decide on Thursday that, let me drink all this Pedialyte or Gatorade. You got to start that process early on in the week to make sure you're ready to go for one of these Friday night games early on in the season. I mean, I venture to say the first 3, 4, 5 games of the season is going to be toasty.
And that pickle juice helps, but you're hoping that the guys are conditioned enough that it's just giving a little kick, But they got all kind of stuff nowadays, Jackie. You got those fancy popsicles and things you can, but you got, like you said, you got to start early in the week, and that's the first cramp we see early on. It looks like a pretty good one.
Yeah, I thought it was a cramp, but the way he's hobbling off the field, he's going to go over to the trainer. May need some good little tape job here.
1 yard gain just a moment ago by Alexander is going to take it to the 49-yard line of the Wildcats, so it's 2nd down and 9. Shanks empty backfield this time. No, he's got a man back there with him, Alexander to the left. 3 receivers set to the right side for the Tornadoes. 2nd down, call it 9. 9:52 now, a man in motion. Now he comes back. Shanks looks to throw, fires it to the right side to the man in motion. That's going to be incomplete. Kind of led him a little too far. He tried to make a one-handed catch over here and unable to haul it in. It's 3rd down and 9. 9:43 to go first half, Jackie. If the Wildcats can get a stop, maybe we can. I mean, here's the thing you look for. We stopped them all year all game last year. They broke a couple plays. That's what we need. We need somebody to break a play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 6-0 ball game here with 9:43 left in the 2nd quarter. So this is not out of hand by any stretch. Wildcat defense playing well tonight. Going to put Bradford in another 3rd and long situation here at the Wildcat 49-yard line. One problem is Cam Smith's not here this year, though, Jack.
Cam Smith was a difference maker for that Wildcat football team a year ago. Third down play, 3rd down and 9. Shanks fires one deep down the middle, and he's got a man. A catch is made at the 15, 10, 5. And Cummings is going to take it all the way into the end zone for the Bradford touchdown. And that's one of those busted plays they get somebody over the top. Shanks straight drop, had just enough time to throw, laid it into the hands of the receiver. He catches it inside the 15 and takes it to the end zone.
My goodness. Yeah, that's what you were looking for there. You just wear them down and lull them to sleep up the middle, and then you throw one over the top and catch the Wildcats sleeping a little bit. Great throw and catch there by the Tornadoes, but goodness, you hate to fall in a hole early.
12-0 now, Bradford, 9:34 to go in the first half, and you hear the fireworks going off behind us, Jackie, but that just makes me ask the question again. I've never understood fireworks in the daytime, because it's still daytime in here. I get the noise factor, and you can hear it, pop, 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 but I thought it was lightning.
I think there is rain on the way.
That's not good. Bradford will go for 2 again. They're going to run it to the left side in the power formation, and he looks like he is going to be stopped just short, as that was Jeremiah McKenzie, number 16, same guy they had out there the last time. And the Wildcat defense has played solid. You're talking about right now going back to the same situation as last year, Jackie. 2 plays right now have hurt the Wildcats tonight. That's a kickoff return for a touchdown and that 3rd down deep pass play that they hit on. So Wildcats are going to have to make a play. That's all there is to it. You're down 12-0. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football right here on WFBB 97.5 FM.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
Since 1967, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has had the goal to acquire customers and maintain their complete satisfaction throughout the business relationship. Located in McClenny with almost 60 years of serving the McClenny area, excellence has been their hallmark. Did you know that now Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning also carries Amana products? Amana has been known since 1934 as having some of the most reliable and dependable heating and air conditioning systems in the business. If you're struggling with who to call for your air conditioning service, give them a call. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546. That's 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Bradford High School, home of the Tornadoes. Wildcats and Bradford doing battle. Wildcats with the ball, 1st down and 10. Wildcats had a good return on the kickoff from Mekhi Mosley out to the 37-yard line. But on 1st down, Davion Dean flips one out here to the weak side of the field, trying to get it in the hands of number 33. That's Connor Bearden, and they just couldn't quite make the connection. And it's 2nd down and 10.
No, that time Coach Mays just trying to get it out of Davion's hands quickly, and those are, when your offense is struggling, those are the ones you got to have, Mike. Something positive. You got to get something going. You talked about Tim Wilder doing stats after the first quarter. You want to talk about how well this Wildcat defense was doing.
Yeah.
The Wildcat offense had -8 total yards. The Bradford offense had -1 total yards.
There you go. Yeah, at the end of the first quarter, all they had was the kickoff return, but now the big play down the field there on 3rd down, on 3rd and long, and Bradford with a 2-touchdown lead here, 12-0, 9:20 to go in the first half. Dean takes the snap, drops straight back, throws one across the middle. He had a man. He was looking for Malachi Lewis in the middle, and the ball goes in front of him, and that's a tough spot for a receiver to get those hands out and make that catch. He was surrounded by Bradford guys, but that's a ball that could be caught.
Oh, if he catches it, he's off to the races, I tell you. I know he was posting across the middle of the field, and you're right. 2 high safeties, you got to be looking at the corner of your eye, but my goodness, if he catches it, he gets the corner there. That's a huge play for the Wildcats.
3rd down play coming up now, 3rd and long. The Wildcats have been in 3rd and long ever since we kicked off tonight. we may as well just start in 3rd and long next time, and let's just see if we can shorten the game some. Davion Dean in the gun, 1 man in the backfield. That's Lewis. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and now Coach Mays is looking at the play clock down there. It's showing 0 on it, and he's asking for the delay, but they're going to call timeout.
Call a timeout. I don't know how the play clock got to 0 that quick. We did the incomplete pass, and we lined right back up to run the play.
3rd down and 10 now. The Wildcats avoid the delay of game penalty there with the timeout, but something's got to give, Jack. Got to have a play. Got to bust loose a play. The Wildcats have no yards after the catch tonight. We've got negative yardage on the stat sheet, and I'm glad Tim Wilder's here, but I mean, he might be able to put that pad down in the second half if we can't get some yardage. I mean, my goodness.
Struggling right now. And again, we tried to do a couple things. We talked about those last 2 plays. I mean, those are plays that have to be made when you're struggling like that. When you get a chance to get positive yards, you got to do it. And both times, receivers just not able to come up with the football.
And believe me when I say those things, Jackie and I are not negative. We're looking forward for some big plays here tonight. But right now, Bradford's defense controlling. And they're going to get him off sides right here and give us 5 yards. And where's he going?
I think they call it. Oh, they did call it on them.
Yeah, it was 16.
Because our running back took 2 steps forward also.
Yeah.
So thank goodness. That changes it up a little bit.
Yeah, 16 was the cornerback over here. Wildcats have 3 of those guys. They're kind of in a pyramid formation at the line of scrimmage. And McKenzie was trying to get upfield against those guys, but you know, you don't necessarily have to do that. It's 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and 5. Wildcats have got to convert a first down, Jack.
My goodness, that'd be huge right now. Keep this drive going. Keep that offense out there and try to wear this Bradford defense down a little bit.
3rd down and 5. Dean takes the snap, takes the throw at the line of scrimmage, now goes deep. Fires a beautiful ball down the left side of the field, but you only need 5 yards, and we're going for 60 there, and it's incomplete. He overthrows the receiver down near the 10-yard line. They're talking smack down there, Mosley. And did we have somebody underneath? I don't know. The Wildcats going to punt it away here. 8:48 to go in the first half. Wildcats stopped the clock with the incompletion. We're going to kick it away.
I thought that time, Davion, I thought he had a man short.
Did he? We had somebody underneath?
I thought we had somebody underneath.
Mosley had a little bit of room on the corner, but that's a tough play to, I mean, Dean overthrew him by 3 or 4 yards there.
Well, you talked about it. I mean, when your offense is struggling a little bit, you want to be the guy. You want to try to make a play, you know. And, I mean, if he connects right there with Mekhi Mosley streaking down the sideline, and he goes in for 6, that may turn this whole game around. But you don't want to get out of your shoes just yet. 8:46 left in the second quarter. You're down 12-0. Your defense is playing really well up to this point.
No, I 100% agree with you. If you can make a play, that's great. But here's the other thing. We don't have a first down either. So how about we just get a first down and then we try to, you know, do some other stuff. But 4th down now, the Cats. 8:46 to go. First half play clock here from Bradford High. We talked about this at nausea last year. The turf field over here, they put this turf field right in the middle of what used to be, well, the football stadium's always been here, but if you look behind us, Jackie, when I high kick here from Davion Dean almost blocked, as Torrin Brazel got back there, and it's going to take a Bradford roll and just fall dead at the 44, so basically about 7 yards on the punt play. Brazel almost back there to block it, though, so I'm glad he got it off.
Oh, goodness, that was almost disastrous.
Jackie, turn around and look toward the west with me. You can still see remnants of where in 1991, when I was over here playing with the Baker County Wildcat baseball team, and we beat Stark that night, by the way. That was home plate. Pitcher's mound. Third base is over here. We're standing somewhere around second base where we're at. That baseball field is gone. Somewhere around here, they put a new one. Do you know where it is?
I have no idea where it is.
But that used to be center field. So if you look straight back here where home plate was, center field was the bleacher straight ahead of us, and I think it was 415 feet to the right field line down here. So it wasn't like the old bandbox where you're hitting one 290 down the line. No, it was 400 and something feet. They hand the ball off, running to the left. No, Shanks keeps it himself on the zone read, and zone read takes it out to the 47-yard line. People probably wondering, how can you remember? I remember. We beat Stark here that night, and I think Gary Pelham was our head coach that year, 1991. And I think Coach Pelham told us after the game that we were one of the only Wildcat teams that ever started out like 8-0. Then I think we lost about 8 in a row. So
I do know one thing. They got a $1 million field right here, but the surrounding area is a mud pit.
That's what I was going to say. They dropped it right here in the middle of nothing. Second down, they got 4 yards on first down. Second down and 6. Shanks fires one to the left side. It was tipped at the line, but falls right into the hands of the receiver, and he's got room down the sideline, and he's going to take it all the way down to the Wildcat 27-yard line, and that was Pringle on the catch. Pringle with some yardage after the catch. The Wildcats they tipped it at the line there, almost defended the pass, but another big play for Bradford.
And I'll tell you, again, that was just similar to what we tried to do on our last offensive possession. Get it out of the quarterback's hand quick, little short route there. He makes the first man miss, and he gets down the sideline. It's amazing what you can do if you can get the pass and catch going.
First down and 10 now for Bradford, inside the Wildcats 30, down to the 27-yard line. 7:24 to go in this half, and that first quarter kind of flew by. Second quarter taking some time. Shanks in the backfield. Bradford with great field position here, up 2 scores. Going to hand the ball to the right side, and then there's going to be drilled from behind as Wildcats number 21, Hudson Register, came over there and just drilled a hit that normally you got to be in front of the player to make a hit like that. Hudson Register chasing him down from behind. I mean, what a hit.
I can tell you, that running back won't be trying to cut back next time. He tried to stutter step and cut back, and Hudson Register made him pay for that one. My goodness, hardest hit of the night.
My man Hudson Register on the play. My stepbrother Jim Bob's son out there as a sophomore for this Wildcat football team. Second down 11 now, Bradford. 1 yard loss on that play by Hudson Register, and he was trailing the play. He was the second Wildcat getting there. What a hit. Second down play. Shanks takes a snap, looking to throw, fires one left side. Oh, he threw it right to the Wildcats. We're going to take it back. 40-yard line. Oh, and he pulls him down by the jersey at the 45. Wildcats get the turnover. I don't think it was a face mask. I think he grabbed him by the jersey. The Wildcat fans are upset. It looked like a bad tackle from over there, but from what I could see, I think he pulled him by the jersey. Who got the interception, Jack?
I don't know. It looked like, I can't see, it was number 20. I don't know if that's Jaden Mosley over there, Gavin Mosley, one of those guys. Don't have my roster right on me right now, but what a huge play. That may be exactly what the doctor ordered for this Wildcat offense, a little momentum.
Well, and miscommunication there. You can see it from where we're at, Jackie. Shanks and the receiver were not on the same page. Dejon Shanks threw it to where he thought the receiver was going to stop. The receiver kept going. The Wildcat stayed home there, makes the interception, and we get a big turnover going the other way. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation, and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad, and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
From the 45-yard line, Wildcats get the ball, trying to do something with it after the turnover. Handoff straight ahead. Wildcats are going to pick up 1, maybe 2 yards on the play, but a big interception as the Wildcats try to get some momentum here. That was Gavin Mosley, a sophomore, on the interception for the Cats.
Yeah, we got Mosleys all over the field. Mekhi Mosley, we talked about the last couple of weeks, a senior. Gavin Mosley, his brother, a sophomore, and Jaden Mosley, a freshman that gets some playing time out here with his varsity squad. We got an injured Wildcat down on the field.
Injured Wildcat on the field. We'll check on that one. A 2-yard gain there on first down is going to make it a 2nd down and 8. Jackie, let me talk for just a moment here about something, if I can find the right paper. Well, come back to that in just a second. 2nd down and 8 for the Cats. 12-0. Bradford is on top early on. 5:57 to go in the first half. Want to thank Foster's General Contracting and Plumbing. Foster's General Contracting and Plumbing is your hometown full-service plumbing and general contracting company. We're here to serve all your new construction or remodeling needs, both residential and commercial. If you got plumbing needs, give them a call. 904-653-1136. 904-653-1136. Also, FostersGeneralContracting.com. That's FostersGeneralContracting.com. 2nd down play, 2nd down and 8. Handoff straight ahead for the Cats. Another yard, maybe 2. The Wildcats trying to get some momentum on that offensive line, Jackie, but just can't push. Can't get enough of a push so far, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
No, just nothing doing up front right now. I don't want Coach Mays to abandon it too quick. I thought those couple pass plays we ran on the last series, I know we didn't complete them, but thought they had a chance. I'd go back to them right here. Miss Lewis, who was just shaking up on the last play down the middle, which could have been a big game for the Wildcats.
3rd down and 7 now. Dean in the shotgun. Wildcats right at midfield. Dean rolls to the left, trying to buy some time. He's under pressure. Fires one across the middle, and it's going to be in and out of the hands, and we're going to get interception or interference. Wildcats had a receiver down there. He tried to turn around and come back to it, and the Stark defender ran through him, and we're going to get interference against the Tornado.
Oh, my goodness, what a break that time. Connor Bearden had a step. Davion Dean saw him. I tell you, that turf gives him trouble sometimes. He tried to cut back and plant his feet and slipped just a little bit. Couldn't get everything he wanted to on that one, because if he did, Connor Bearden may catch that for a touchdown, but nonetheless, a huge penalty and a 1st down for the Wildcats. I think the first of the night.
Well, it is, and it's by penalty, and almost real close to that being a touchdown, as Bearden almost had it go through his hands there and might have had a chance to take it to the end zone. But here we go, 1st down and 10 from the Bradford 36. Pass left side, Mekhi Mosley's got a catch, and now maybe the Wildcats can string some stuff together. Weak side of the field, he throws it to Mosley, gets out of bounds, but a pickup on the play. First real positive play that we've seen on the offensive side, about 7 yards.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Get it out of Davion Dean's hands quickly. That front 7 for Bradford, been in his face all night. So get rid of it fast. Trust those receivers to make a block and make a man miss. And that time, Mekhi Mosley does just that and picks up good yardage on 1st down.
2nd down, call it 3. Wildcats at the 30 of Bradford. Dean, straight drop. He's under pressure. Now Dean scrambles. A lot of speed on that Stark defense, and they're going to tackle him at the 30, and he almost got away. Jackie would have had a 1st down and more. A shoestring tackle from behind and no gain on the Cats. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Again, just not a long time for Davion Dean right there. I thought he was going to get the corner. Couldn't quite make it. Shoestring tackle, like you said. But, man, he gets that ball, and in 2 seconds, he's got a Bradford defender in his face.
Now, you got to take advantage of that. You know, when you see a defensive line that's coming upfield like that, you got to mix in a screen pass. You got to do something. There's things that you can make adjustments to, like I said earlier, stem the tide. Let's see if the Wildcats can make that adjustment. 3rd down, call it 3. Dean in the gun, was looking for the hard count there, seeing if we could get Bradford to jump. They don't. And now the Cats are going to have to call their last time out of the half, I'm afraid.
You're right. Play clock was winding down that time. 4 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter, and this is the first threat this Wildcat offense has had, thanks to a pass interference penalty. Gave them their first down, and then a couple nice plays. Brings up a 3rd and 4 here. They'd love to convert this, keep that offense on the field, and if you can score right before halftime, get the ball back.
Yeah, we'll get it. We deferred to open the game. We won the toss, deferred to the 2nd half, so the Wildcats will get the opening kick to start the 2nd half. 4 minutes to go here before halftime. Stay with us then. We'll have the Baker County Farm Bureau / Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show. our guys, Oscar Gray and Jack Baker, Justin Webb, all those guys doing a great job. Oscar Gray, we talked about it last week. We may not have had all the listeners we have tonight, but Oscar worked with the county to get that air conditioning in the cat house, and you're going to need that tomorrow, right?
Oh, my goodness. That was heaven sent. We appreciate those guys down there getting it down. It was one phone call away.
Third down, a long three. Cats, Davion Dean trying to catch him off balance, and the fumble's on the ground, and I'm afraid Bradford got it. It was a zone read play, and Wildcats had Lewis and Dean, and the ball goes to the turf, and a chance there for a first down, but the Cats are going to turn it over, and Bradford, Jackie, you can't even blink in there in the backfield. I mean, a lot of power, a lot of speed on that defensive front.
I'm almost willing to abandon the run game at this point, Mike. I mean, just nothing doing. You think we throw a couple out there, it may open that run game up, but it's not at all. Every rush attempt, I mean, there are 3 or 4 Bradford Tornadoes in the backfield.
Hard-fought, physical game so far as we wind our way down toward halftime, but the Wildcats only 1 first down on the night, and that came via a penalty on the pass interference. So got to get more than that. We got to get some points on the board. 12-0, Bradford lead. They've got 2 touchdowns. Wildcats none. Handoff straight up the middle for the Tornadoes. They're going to try to run some of this clock and probably get toward the halftime locker room here. Hudson Register's name called again here in the stadium. That sophomore for the Wildcats having a big night. 2nd down, 6. 3.5 minutes to go in the half. And I talked about our Farm Bureau halftime report. Jackie, I'm going to give you a chance to give us an update on what you got going on down at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. Big things, I hear.
Hot things.
2nd down, 6. They're going to run it to the right. Shanks takes the handoff to the middle, and Shanks is pulled down from behind. The Wildcats do a nice job there, staying home. Kel Cruz on the front end of that tackle, and I think Chestnut on the backside. 3rd down, and call it 1.
3rd and 1 here. Clock winding down under 3 minutes before the half. Love to give that Wildcat offense another chance. Defense played so great in this first half. Gave up a cheap one over the top, and then that returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and that's the difference here, 12-0.
12-0, Bradford with the lead. 3rd down and 1. Shanks goes to the shotgun. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Handoff to the middle of the field, and they're going to get the first down and more as he gets out across the 45 to the 47, 48-yard line. Cale Cruz again brings him down, but not before. He picks up about 6 yards, and it'll be 1st down and 10, Bradford, under 2 minutes to go after this upcoming play.
That time just downhill running from the running back. Nothing fancy at all, just trying to run behind that big offensive line for the Tornadoes. We talked about it. We don't want to give up a cheap one here with 2 minutes to go before the half, Mike.
1st down and 10 now from the 49. The Wildcats might have been offsides there. Flag comes in. Looked like the right end for the Wildcats might have jumped, but let's see if he was drawn offsides. 1st down and 10 for Bradford, just shy of midfield. Offsides against the Wildcats is the call, so it'll be 5 yards. We've had a couple of those tonight. Jackie, that breeze is blowing in from the northwest, kind of like from Baker County area. Is it weather coming our way?
I think so. I've been showing a couple radars that weren't looking too promising.
I mean, that wind picked up, and it's a big breeze in the stadium now. 1st down and 5. Just don't need lightning.
9:30, it looks like it's going to be pretty bad, and I don't have my raincoat, so you may be on your own.
That wouldn't be good. 1st down and 5. Bradford from the Wildcat 46-yard line. Shanks going to take the snap and just run it to the right. Design run, flag down behind the play. Shanks gets all the way inside the Wildcat 35-yard line, but that flag came down. Is going to bring Bradford back. And we are under 2 minutes to go in the half here, and you might need to hold on to your shirt, Jackie, because that wind is blowing hard. I saw on the Weather Channel today, not to be an alarmist because I'm not one at all, but I saw where that Gulf of Mexico water temperature out there is a little bit higher. They're saying they're possibly could be a storm that spins up out there next week over off the coast of Tampa-ish. We hope that's not the case, but pay attention, folks, and pay attention to the Weather Channel next couple of days. And you're talking about Monday or possibly Tuesday there, so pay attention and pay close attention to the weather. And let's hope that doesn't happen. But that was what the report said today. First down and 5. Oh, and Shanks drops the snap, picks it up, rolling back to his left. He's under pressure by Hudson Register and just flings one down the field and out of bounds. Shanks dropped the snap that time, and we just needed his knee to be touching. His knee was almost touching.
That just goes to show you, man, we're not getting much pressure on because that ball sat there for 2 or 3 seconds. We talked about on offense, Davion Dean running for his life. Shanks had time to drop that ball, kick it around, pick it up, roll out. Man, if we could have ever dialed up a blitz, that would have been the time.
That would have been the time for sure. Second down now, second down 15. We did get the big holding play a while ago that brought the ball back on the Bradford side of the 50. So the Wildcat defense, if we can hold here, Jackie, we still get the ball to start the second half. So anything can happen. We got to get some big plays, but we can't let them score here before the half.
That's right.
1:16 to go before the halftime break. Shanks, straight drop. He's under pressure this time. Wildcats were all over him. That was Hudson Register, a fumble on the ground. The Wildcats got back there. Big number 99 for the Cats was there. That's Jamarian Henderson. Hudson Register was back there. Hudson Register is a man among boys tonight as a sophomore.
I'm telling you what, they're going to get tired of seeing 21. Hudson Register all over the field. That time was able to flush Shanks out to the right. Henderson able to get him up. Shanks fumbled the ball again. Wildcats 2 opportunities there to pick up a fumble. I tell you, I'm Coach Jamie Rogers. I'm going, we've just avoided disaster twice.
Yeah.
We're up 12-0.
Yeah.
3rd and long here. Let's take this thing to the daggum locker room.
And that may be what he's thinking, down to half a minute to go in the game in the first half. But just as we say that, he calls timeout to think about it. So there's 2 ways to look at that, Jack. You can have that, kind of step on their throat moment if you can score right before halftime to make it a 3-score game. Or you can say what you did and say, hey, we can't afford to give them a cheap one here. Let's take this thing to the locker room. But they're going to call timeout, talk about it. It'll be 3rd down. They need about 25 yards for the first down.
Yeah, 3rd and long again. We talked about how well this Wildcat defense has played in the first half. My goodness. I mean, I don't know. If you were to tell me that we'd give up one cheap one over the top and that's all this defense would allow, I'd say, man, we would be in good shape. And we are. Here we are at 12-0, 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Offense showed a little sign of life on that last drive, so hopefully they can come out of halftime, make something happen. Got to get points on the scoreboard here. Try to stay competitive. Again, the Wildcat defense doing an outstanding job and may put some of that momentum on our side if the offense can score.
I hadn't had a chance, Jackie. There's been so much action in this game to check, text messages and stuff, but I got one from my friend Cliff Blackshear back there in McClenny, and he says, rain's heading our way, Jackie. What's going on, Cliff? I'll tell you what's going on, Cliff. The Phillies are going to beat the Braves again in the playoffs this year. Just wait. 3rd down, 25. Shanks this time it was Alexander that took the snap. Different quarterback. He flips it over there to Torrin Brazel, who's the defensive end, / tight end, but he plays defensive end, and he rumbles out near the 45. But that's going to bring up 4th down. It's going to bring up 4th down, and let's see what Bradford elects to do. He didn't get out of bounds, so they can just elect to run the clock out here, and that's what it looks like they're going to do.
Yeah, and I tell you, that pass down the field, you want to know who made that play? Hudson Register. Oh, my goodness.
Great half of football for Hudson Register number 21, and honestly, Jackie, aside from the 3rd down and long touchdown play that Bradford was able to score on, it's been a great half of football for this Wildcat defense. Offense is going to have to get it untracked in the second half if we plan to make anything happen. And now
they're going to say he went out of bounds and put 7 seconds back on the clock.
Are they really?
Yeah. I think that's what they're telling them.
They called timeout.
I think.
Are they going to throw a Hail Mary? Is that what Coach Rogers is thinking? I don't know. Everything just halted. We were headed to the locker room. Everybody was moving that way. The Wildcats were leaving the sideline. I thought Bradford was as well. They're showing 17 minutes on the scoreboard, which means that would be the halftime. 2 seconds left. PA announcer says 2 seconds left. So if I'm Rock Roden out there talking to his defense right now, I'd send about 5 guys to the goal line because that's all Jamie Rogers is thinking. Let's throw a Hail Mary here. That was honestly, Jackie, if you think about it, that was a setup play to throw it to Brazel to get the ball near midfield so they would have a chance. And now Shanks is going to come back on the field, the quarterback, and if he's got a chance to throw one deep, I'll tell you this, the wind's behind him.
Yeah, I tell you, I'd back those safeties up even more than what they are right now, standing at about their own 30-yard line, but I'd back them on up and attack that ball moving forward.
Yeah, I'd take at least 2 guys to the goal line or at least inside the 10-yard line here. They've got the ball at the 46-yard line, their own 46-yard line. Shanks in the gun. Shanks looks downfield. He's going to be under pressure, and that's going to be a holding in the backfield. Wildcats had a man, Tucker Thrift, get through, and they held him right there at the spot of attack, and that should end the half.
I don't think if we decline it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can end on a defensive penalty.
They called it pretty quickly. They were holding Tucker Thrift there. The pass was caught, so he called it down inside the 40-yard line to the 36, but that'll be the end of the half.
A wild half.
It was a wild half.
It looked like Bradford was going to open it up. I mean, they scored on the opening kickoff there, and we wanted our defense on the field. And I tell you, I wish we kind of would have just took the ball. It could have been a different, because that defense, they have held, Mike. They have played tremendously in this first half.
And that's why Coach Mays called for the deferral to start the game. He wanted to put the defense on the field to set the tone. Unfortunately, that kickoff return set the tone the other way. So 12-0, Bradford with the lead right now. 17 minutes on the clock. That's our halftime break. We've got the dependable heating and air conditioning Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report coming up in just a moment. We're going to send it back to John Meadows. And, John, let's go ahead and take about a 5-minute break here, and then we'll come back and assess this. The weather's getting really nasty, but we'll come back and check out and see what's going to happen here at Bradford High. 12-0. Bradford with the lead. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Ferreira Funeral Services asks, how do you want to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as somebody who treated people with love and respect.
I'd like to be remembered as someone who made other people feel important.
I would like to be remembered as a loving husband and father.
I want to be remembered as the Sunshine Gal, who was a compassionate listener with unconditional love.
How would you like to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody who made a difference in this world.
Baker High Football is brought to you by Ferreira Funeral Services, 259-5700.
Go Wildcats! Chris Harvey with Harvey Pest Management wants to thank Baker County and all the surrounding areas for supporting our business. Also, we want to wish the Wildcats the best this coming season. For all of your pest management needs, give us a call, 904-653-7378. That's 904-653-7378. Thank you for supporting Harvey Pest Management.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Hey Baker County, it's Sheriff Scotty Roden here, wishing our football team a safe and exciting Wildcat football season. As a 1989 Wildcat football player, I know for sure that once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And we all know there's nothing better than Friday night lights at Memorial Stadium. Please join the Baker County Sheriff's Office as we all scream, Go Wildcats!
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkin Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkin Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkin Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinChevy.com.
Since 1967, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has had the goal to acquire customers and maintain their complete satisfaction throughout the business relationship. Located in McClenny with almost 60 years of serving the McClenny area, excellence has been their hallmark. Did you know that now Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning also carries Amana products? Amana has been known since 1934 as having some of the most reliable and dependable heating and air conditioning systems in the business. If you're struggling with who to call for your air conditioning service, give them a call. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546. That's 259-6546.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
And we welcome you back here to Bradford High School, located in Stark, Florida, right here next to US 301 and State Road 16, at the convergence of those two roads, if you think about it from that perspective, right here in Stark, Florida, downtown Stark, Florida. Used to be the mecca of 301 as you rode down US 301, Jackie, but ever since they put that bypass in, people just avoid 301. And
I try to avoid this town any chance I get.
I came the back way down State Road 16, coming through the couple of prisons there in Rayford and head on back this way. And it was a pretty scenic ride and quiet ride as we came over here. I knew we were going to be in store for a barn burner, and we've got one so far. The issue is the Wildcats can't get on the board. 12-0, Bradford with the lead. Bradford returned the opening kickoff back, right around 82 yards for the opening kickoff return. Made it a 6-0 game. No more scores in the first quarter. We went all the way through the middle part of the second quarter before a third down and 10. They hit a long pass down the sideline to their receiver, and he got into the end zone. It was about a 50-yard touchdown pass, and that could have been a backbreaker, but the Wildcats have stayed tough in this thing, Jackie. The defense has played lights out. The defense really, other than that one pass play, the defense has really done it. Here, I'll give you some stats to help you with that. So Baker County tonight, on the night, 1 total yard. Bradford on the night, 3 total yards, if I'm reading that right. No, that can't be right. I'm not sure how to, I see. Bradford running the ball 9 yards, passing the ball 104 yards, so they have 113 total yards against this defense. So if you think 50 of those came on one play, you pretty much shut down this Bradford offense for a half of football. We talked about some of those guys, Phillip Jackson, Seth Chestnut, Hudson Register with a great half of football, Mekhi Mosley. Gavin Mosley comes down with an interception, a big turnover for the Caps. So defensively, we're getting it done, Jack. We've got to move the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, getting it done with a lot of young guys. I'll tell you, a couple of those names you just mentioned, Hudson Register, just a sophomore out here. Gavin Mosley, just a sophomore on this defense. And Seth Chestnut, Davion Dean, playing almost every rep on defensive side, just juniors. So a lot to look forward to with this Baker County Wildcat football team. You know, quite a few seniors on this team. Those guys have contributed for 4 years out here, but the young guys have really stepped up and done a good job. Offensively, we just got to try to find our identity a little bit. We've always prided ourselves in being able to run the ball and do different things, and just so far in the 2 games we've seen against Lake Butler and tonight, just not a whole lot doing in the run game.
Sorry, Jack, I had to get a drink of water there. Something wasn't quite right. A little cough, but I'm back. 12-0. You're right. Yeah, got to get something going. Run game, pass game, something. You know, Davion Dean is scrambling for his life. Maybe we can do some stuff underneath. You know, these type of games and these type of environments where, you know, nothing's happening up front. They've got this fast, furious defensive line chasing you down, plenty of speed on that team defense for the Bradford Tornadoes. This is where, you know, an offensive coach has got to go make those adjustments. You know, you talk about it all the time. People say, you know, it becomes cliche, Jackie, when you're sitting at home watching college football. Somebody says, well, we got to make some adjustments. Well, in a game like this, you know, a 12-0 game, a touchdown or 2 is going to be the determinant. You know, it's not a blowout. You're not sitting here looking at 47-0 and you hear some uncle on the couch saying, well, we got to make some adjustments. Well, there's not any adjustments you can make in that type of game to come back. In this game, you can. A big play here, a big play there, you're right back in this. It's 12-0, and we get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, again, we've missed some opportunities. Had a receiver running deep earlier. Got the pass interference call, picked up the first down, but had they been able to connect on that one, he probably scored. A couple drop passes in the first half, not helping the calls on offense at all. So a couple little things, you know, that could have went our way, and early on, we talked about the pass interference, but listen, we've had our fair share of penalties called against us early on. Helped Bradford with some short field situations for their offense, and just got to be able to get our defense off the field some. So hopefully this offense, Kevin Mays, you know, the offensive guru down there on the sidelines, trying to dial some things up and get it going in the second half.
259-6332, the number to call down there at Baker County Farm Bureau. My man Justin Webb and my man Jack Baker, and they'll set you up. Homeowners insurance, life insurance. They've got it all. They've got car insurance, and they've got some health insurance things. And give them a call down there, 259-6332. Talk it over with them, and we thank them for their sponsorship of Baker County halftime football here for quite some time, Jackie, along with my man Oscar Gray down at Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. I'll talk about him on the next break. Jackie, give us a little shout-out for what's happening down at Memorial Stadium there in McClenny tomorrow.
Hey, man, we got the Baker County Touchdown Club kicking off opening day down there live in Memorial Stadium. They're going to get after it starting at 8 a.m., and we'll go all day long, Mike. It's probably going to be a good 10, 11-hour day down there. Going to be a hot one. So we've taken some precautions to try to eliminate any heat-related illnesses. We're going to go running clock all day, try to get those guys off the field. But if you're not doing anything, come on down. Got 4 teams in every age group, a 6U, 8U, 10U, and 12U, and they're going to be battling it out. And I tell you, you'll go to the game and you'll say, well, why are they all the Wildcats? Well, let me tell you why. I've seen about 30 of them running around here, and they all got their jerseys on. Yeah. And thanks to George at Baker Sporting Goods, they're identical replicas to what the varsity Wildcats are wearing. So they feel like they're part of the team. They're Wildcats already. So they get excited about that, and we're excited about opening day.
Well, hopefully the teams playing against each other will wear different colors, right?
Yes, reversible jerseys, man. Hey, listen, it's not this net stuff that we used to play in. They look slick out there.
I'm just saying. At least, I mean, they can all be Wildcats. That's fine. But let's at least make it where, you know, you're wearing the red and I'm wearing the white.
Right? That's right.
Well, that'll be fun. So, Jackie, what's the format down there? Is this a jamboree?
No, not a jamboree. This is going to be our first regular season game.
Okay.
We did the running clock again just as a precaution for the heat. We didn't want the game to stretch out too long for Saturday. So we're going to have some fans on the sideline, tents set up, plenty of water. Just trying to keep those kids cool, man, because at 2 o'clock it's going to be a scorcher at Memorial Stadium.
So how's it going to work? You got 4 in each division, so they'll play each other one time, then they'll come back through and play again?
Yep, they're going to play. They're going to play each other 2 times. Everybody will play each opponent 2 times, and then we'll get down to the end, and we'll have a little championship series. We'll seed them all 1 through 4 and figure out who the best Wildcat team is in each division.
Well, tell me about Jack Baker's team.
So I tell you, I brought the plug, man. I got young Brian Mays.
Okay.
He's the son. I talked him into coming out and coaching the team, and so he's fortunate enough, or I was fortunate enough, for Ace to be placed on his team. So I tell you, you want to see what those guys do down here. He's done a good job of implementing what the high school runs and calling things what the high school calls it. And so those guys can go to a high school practice, and they're going to hear all the same things that they hear at their team practice, So they're excited about that, and they think it's so cool when they hear Davion Dean call a play down there, and they go, hey, I know that play.
Well, you know what else is cool, Jackie? It's also cool when you turn on the TV and you're watching NFL football. We've had, I'll tell you, I was talking to Brock Canada the other day, and Brock Canada is coaching over at Dixie County now. And, a lot of folks listening in right now probably know that Jackie and I pretty much had hung up the microphone a year ago, and we were afraid. We were afraid heading down into this year for the Wildcats that there wasn't going to be a radio. And so I know there's a number of folks listening in back at home, and we didn't want that to happen. We want to make sure that radio continues here. Passion. We don't leave that. So, one of the things that I thought that we could do this year, Jackie, is through this medium of the halftime show, just kind of talk through some stories, So the stories that I'm thinking of, you think about all these guys that have come through the program. You can talk about all these guys that have played college the last several years, but a couple of them have made it even further. And Mike Boone trying to make a roster, he was listed as third at the depth chart with the Texans up there. And, Mike Boone has now been around in the NFL for, I want to say, he went to the University of Cincinnati, played for a number of years. I think this is his 5th or 6th year in the NFL. So Mike Boone's a guy, he's had to go around to a couple of different teams. You've seen him with the Vikings, you've seen him with the Broncos, now he's with the Texans. But Mike Boone's a guy that, with that number of years in the NFL, he's got, oh my goodness, you think about what he can bring back to our community and talk to some of these young kids about it. I'm excited for Mike Boone, and he's got a chance to make it with that Houston Texans team. The good news there for him, he'd be able to come back to Jacksonville at least once a year to play the Jaguars here. But speaking of the Jaguars, another guy, he goes off to Appalachian State, and our guy Cooper Hodges, he's fighting for a spot to make it with the Jaguars. Doing a good job last week, just unfortunate situation against the Cowboys, and you're on a field goal unit, not even. All those games that Cooper played at Appalachian State, Jackie, every play, he never got hurt. Now he might have been dinged up and talked about some of that being sore and everything else with his friends and stuff, but you never saw him get hurt, Jackie. And this one, incident with the field goal unit, and then now he's talking about what's going to happen with Cooper. So we're Cooper, if you're listening tonight, want you to know, man, we're thinking of you, and keep working hard, man. I don't know where this nickname they got came from, Tugboat. I don't know how I feel about that, but he seems to like it. What do you think?
Hey, I'll take it. Whatever gets you on, keeps you in everybody's memory and on the screen and on the papers, man. I love it. We wish him the best, man. I hated to see that, Mike. He played so well in the Dallas game.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about these guys. We talk about the high school guys not knowing what they mean to the younger guys in the community. Ace could have cared less. I said, hey, bud, the Jaguars are playing the Cowboys. You want to watch? Dad, isn't it preseason? I said, yeah. He's like, no, I'm going to my room. I'm going to play PlayStation. I said, well, Cooper Hodges is going to play.
Yeah.
Cooper's going to play.
Yeah.
And he sat right there and watched the whole entire game. So, what those guys mean to these little kids in the community. We appreciate them so much and wish him the best and hope he comes back soon.
Same deal. That year, the first year Mike Boone was with the Vikings, I'm sitting there. I'm watching Minnesota Vikings football, and I don't, who cares about Minnesota Vikings football? You're just trying to see that guy get on the field, and it makes such a big difference, even at the college level. You saw Thomas Sirk up there at Duke, and when Mike Boone was with Cincinnati, and we're watching Appalachian State games because Cooper's there, and all these guys have, went off and made a name for themselves, and I don't want to leave anybody else, so I'm not going to name any more, but that's just the quality of this program for the last 15 years. So many stories, so many things that we can talk about, State championship game, Cooper Hodges was on that team. My goodness. But we wish Cooper well. If you're listening tonight, Cooper, send you our best wishes. And like I've told you, stop by and see me so we can talk about it a little bit. My son's got a towel that he wants you to autograph. I told him I could make that happen, so we'll see if we can.
I just want to see him do the cartwheel. I want to see the tugboat tumble.
In my front yard, yeah. See if we can work that out. But we're wishing you guys nothing but the best. I hope Mike Boone sticks with that 53-man roster. You know, folks in Baker County probably hadn't paid much attention to this whole NFL roster situation until you get some guys out there. But, you know, if you think about it, Jack, 53 guys, and 8 of those, the old days, eight of those used to be inactive on game day. So you only have 45 guys. Well, when your offense and defense goes out, that's 22 right there. So you take 45 minus 22, you're down to whatever that math is, 23. You don't have a lot of room for a lot of dead weight. You know what I'm saying? So there's so much that goes into making an NFL roster. The fact that Mike Boone has been there now for the 6th year is incredible. And hats off to him, and nothing but congratulations. I hope to see similar story for Cooper as he comes back from this injury.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It has. It's been a privilege to watch Mike Boone, and a kid that came out, and you thought, I thought, and I love Mike Boone, and I thought, you know what, good for him. He's going to the University of Cincinnati, and he's going to get a free education, and I hope he comes back and teaches these kids something. Well, then next thing I know, you hear Mike Boone sets better numbers at NFL Combine than all these other big-name players, and so you start to think, well, maybe he's got a chance. And now here he is, like you said, 6 years into the NFL, and just so proud of him and everything he's done and what all these Wildcats are able to accomplish. You talk about kids going to college, and I'm not going to name names. I'm like you, I don't want to leave anybody out. But it was few and far between. Had a guy here, a guy there, a guy here, that would go off and play college football. And in the last 15 years, Mike, we've just been pushing them out left and right. And, I mean, not just going to colleges. They're going to big-time colleges and universities, and they're playing. They're starting, So that's been so cool to watch.
I mean, Thomas Sirk was quarterback in the Duke Blue Devils. Kendrick Singleton's playing wide receiver for the Tar Heels. C.C. Jefferson's down there on the defensive line for the Gators. I mean, those are 3 big-time universities where we had guys. Cincinnati's no joke. Mike Boone's up there playing. And then Appalachian State, you know what they've done. Yeah. They only went to Texas A&M and won last year. So, I mean, you're talking about guys going to big places. And one day, Jackie, what you got to do is you got to make a list of all these college guys so we can name them all right here on the broadcast. But you guys will remember. The Wildcats are going to get the kickoff to start the second half. We're hoping that the rain is going to go around us. Low kickoff, taking it to 15. Wildcats bringing it back to the 20. Reversing field, back to the 25. Davion Dean with the football. Going to start around the 22-yard line. The Cats will have it first down and 10 from there. So long field for the Cats to move it here, Jackie, but have the ball first in the second half, trailing 12-0. Want to thank you for listening to our Farm Bureau halftime report. And thanks again to Oscar Gray, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. I got to tell you, you talked about Oscar putting the air conditioning in down at the Cat House, but Oscar's one of them guys, man. If I called him on a Saturday, even if he was in a hunting tree stand somewhere, he'd figure out some way to get somebody in my house. That's the type of person you're dealing with.
That's right.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Davion Dean, the quarterback. Wildcats split 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back in the backfield, going to be a give to the running back, Lewis. And Lewis is going to break it out to the 31-yard line, the best running play that we've had through the middle of that Bradford defense.
That may be the most successful offensive play we've had. So maybe they talked about it at halftime and trying to figure something out.
9 yards straight ahead for Malachi Lewis, and the Wildcats now with a second down and 1. You talked about Brian Mays coaching you. Remind me to tell you a story about that, okay? I'll give you some information. Second down and 1. Davion Dean in the shotgun. Dean takes the snap, going to run it himself, and Dean's going to be hit and bottled up, and he's got nowhere to go. They were trying to take the football from him, Torin Brazel, that big defensive end we've been talking about all night long. He was just trying to take the ball from Dean. He wouldn't let him do that, but we lost yardage, and it's going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and so far we just talked about that first play from scrimmage there, picking up 9 yards. And that time, that looked like what happened a lot in the first half, just bottled up in the trenches.
Just underway, second half. Wildcats trailing 12-0 with the football. Third down, a big 3rd and 3. There's a pass to Mekhi Mosley. The catch is made, and he's going to get to the 35. Just a short toss over here to Mosley in the flat, and Mosley gets the first down for the Cats. And aside from penalty, Jackie, that's the first down we've gotten on offense.
Yep, no doubt, and that's what we just talked about, just flip it out there. Davion Dean, not a lot of time in the pocket. Flip it out there and let your playmakers make a play. That time, Mekhi Mosley makes the first man miss, picks up a huge first down to start this second half.
And it's a good thing he made the first guy miss, because I don't think he would have had the first down initially. First down and 10. Here we go. Dean. Pass to the left side. Bearden's got it this time. Bearden hit right away by the Bradford defense, and that's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. I mean, we can't get the ball there fast enough. And it's tough on the weak side of the field. Not a lot of room to operate over there. And my man Connor Bearden, before he even got the ball good in his hands, he's being tackled.
Yeah, that time one of those quick plays trying to get the offensive tackle out there to throw that first block, but not a chance that time. Connor Bearden swallowed up as soon as he got his hands on the football.
Second down, 11. Davion Dean in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Flips it out there, and that ball tore in Brazil, number 1. He was the defensive end. He came off of his block and deflects the pass. It was going to be a little flat pass again to the right side, this time to the strong side of the field, but it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that time Dean just kind of telegraphed that one. You want to get out of your hands quickly, but got to make sure Brazil, that's a big dude right there with some big old paws up in the air.
3rd down play coming up for the Cats. Weather still looking ominous, but so far no rain. 3rd down. Dean takes the snap, looking downfield. He's under pressure again, and Dean's going to get hit and dropped. The first man there was number 5, and then guess who was there right behind him? Torin Brazil cleans up the sack for the Tornadoes, and it's going to be 4th down. Thought we had something positive going this time, Jack, but they take us and turn us around. Now we're going to have to punt it.
Oh, man, I thought we had something going early on there. Short-lived. That's going to be forced to punt again.
Davion Dean's going to be in the punt formation here. They're going to send a couple of guys back around their 30-yard line. They'll stand still. 12-0 the score here from Bradford High School. The wind's still whipping it up like the weather's on the way, but I haven't seen any rain yet, but folks in McClenny are telling us it's coming. Hunt's taken at the 33-yard line. Hudson registers there, gets a hand on him, but he gets away. He's around the corner to the 40-yard line or so. Flags are down on the play. You get one down the field and one back at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the flags are.
That was the hardest hit of the night. It was a Bradford Tornado hitting another Bradford Tornado.
The return went to about the 40-yard line. That's where Bradford would have it, their own 40. First down and 10 from there, but we'll check these penalties. The one's got me puzzled back here around the line of scrimmage, Jack. Not sure what that would be.
Called Hudson Register's name again. He's another one. Hadn't come off the field a whole lot.
Hudson's playing a good game, man. Had a lot of really outstanding effort on that defensive side of the ball tonight. Not that the effort's not good on the offensive side. The production's just not there. Got to figure out something to make that work for us. What do we got penalty-wise, Jack?
I didn't see. He goes like, the white hat goes in between everybody. He kind of like hides when he calls it. You'll see a lot of them get 10 or 15 yards, away from the pile before they make a call. But whatever it was, he's going to, there we go.
Got a false start, illegal procedure against the Cats. That's declined. Then you get some kind of holding against Bradford that's taken. I don't know. Maybe the pre-post possession over here, they declined. They waive that off in favor of the post possession penalty down here. So either way,
and we got nobody in the referee.
10 yards against Bradford. They had it to the 40. Now they back them up to the 30. So holding call against Bradford takes the precedence, I guess, over the false start or whatever they call it down here. Either way, first down and 10. Bradford from their own 30, leading 12-0 over the Wildcats. 8:24 to go in the ball game. From Bradford High School in Stark, Florida. Shanks in the shotgun. Shanks takes the snap, going to give the ball to the running back, and he's going to fight his way out toward the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down. Offensive line got some push that time against our left side of our defensive line. We've done a great job so far. I mentioned at the half, stat guy Tim Wilder here with us tonight, and he got us set about 113 yards for Bradford in the first half, and I think 50 of that was on a pass play. So great job defensively here tonight, other than a couple of big plays.
Yeah, and that's why there's nothing fancy about that one. I mean, that's just straight downhill, and we're going to run behind our big offensive line and take it to you, and they pick up 5 yards on first down. As good as this defense has done, you don't want that to get started.
Second down and 5, 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Shanks in the gun. Shanks going to take it and give it to the running back, and he's drilled in the backfield. That was Henderson in there, I think, first man through, and stops him for a yard loss.
A great play that time up front. That's what you got to do. They may win a couple, but we got to start winning more in the trenches. And that time, Henderson able to just cut right through there and take the running back down. Loses about 2 there, so going to bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd down, 6. 12-0. Bradford on top. Middle part of the third quarter. Wildcats on defense trying to get them off the field. 3rd down, call it a long 6 here. They need to get across the 40-yard line for a first down. Shanks in the gun back at the 29. Shanks fires it left side. Catch is made right at the first down marker, and we tackle him inside the 40, but I think it's going to be enough for the Bradford first down. Looks like it will be.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he's going to give him forward progress to the 40. I didn't think he made it.
They signaled first down already, so the officials weren't even concerned. It was right at the marker, and if you think about it, they started at the 30, so all you got to do is touch the 40, so that's where they've got the ball sitting right on the 40. So first down, Bradford. Wildcat defense trying to stop here. First down and 10 from the 40. Shanks, high formation for the Tornadoes. One receiver left, one to the right. They hand the ball to the deep back, and the Wildcat defense says nothing doing there. Tucker Thrift gets through there along with number 99, Henderson again. Henderson's having a game along with Tucker Thrift. I think we've called Thrift's name 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, Tucker Thrift playing really well that time. That Chestnut trying to fight through some blocks, comes up at the bottom of the pile. Loss of about a half yard that time, so.
Back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Lost a yard on the play. Coach Rogers and the Bradford Tornado offense being very deliberate here in the second half, running the clock when they get the chance to. Shanks rolling to his left, looking to throw. Now he's going to fire one deep down the sideline. Nobody home. He just threw it away at the last minute as he was under pressure there. Couldn't get the receiver, couldn't get in connection there, so it's 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11, this Wildcat defense again putting Bradford in a long 3rd down situation. A stop here would be huge, and we're going to get the mid-quarter water break.
All right, well, we've got a little injury timeout here along with the mid-quarter timeout. One of the Bradford players looks like he's suffering from some cramps over there, so I'm going to give John Meadows a 1-minute break here. Let's run some commercials, and we'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Wildcat Football right here on WFBB.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332. Go Wildcats! Chris Harvey with Harvey Pest Management wants to thank Baker County and all the surrounding areas for supporting our business. Also, we want to wish the Wildcats the best this coming season. For all of your pest management needs, give us a call, 904-653-7378. That's 904-653-7378. Thank you for supporting Harvey Pest Management.
Third down play, third down and 11. Dejon Shanks rolls to his left side, and it's going to be incomplete as he fires one to the right side. Cale Cruz, the closest guy there for the Wildcats, and it's going to be fourth down.
Good pursuit that time from the Wildcats up front. Cale Cruz in great coverage. Going to bring up a good fourth down, 4th and 11 here. Hoping the Wildcats can get some good field position again as Davion Dean goes back to return this punt.
I couldn't figure out why the commercials were still playing, but I figured that out. Sorry. Fourth down 11, 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Wildcats going to have to get something going here. 12-0 ball game against these Tornadoes on the road. Quick kick there as the Wildcats had good coverage coming up, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Dean just back there and saves it from rolling too far, and we'll take it from the 25-yard line. So really a nice, smart play there by Davion to keep that from rolling down the sideline as he kind of just jumped on it and made it go out of bounds. Jackie, what do you think?
I tell you, yeah, that was a good play by Davion. Here's what I don't understand with that quick kick. You know, the punter's usually 15 yards back. And, I mean, you block those occasionally. I don't know why in the world we can't send enough people to block that quick kick.
Well, and we had a couple of guys right there. I think the thing that scares you there is he's right there, and as quick as he's getting the ball away, you don't want to rush the punter. You know, it's an interesting decision they make to do that. You know, I tell you, you can do some different things out of that formation. You know, you can fake it, you can send him, you can quick kick, you can do a lot of stuff, but I don't like it, you know, and I wonder if Jamie just doesn't have a guy that can snap it back there 15 yards. What do you think?
I don't know, but
yeah, I know.
I see some sprinkles, and we are ill-prepared.
We are definitely ill-prepared because when I left my house tonight, I saw no inkling of rain anywhere. I was like, no problem. We're good. Poncho? Nah, we don't need that. Rain jacket? No. Umbrella? Nah.
Left it all. I almost thought about bringing us a tent, but that was to keep us out the sun.
Yeah.
It was so hot.
That would have been a good idea in retrospect, Jack. How about, let's talk to stat guy Tim Wilder about being a tent man next week. Wildcat fans at home, if you want to know, we're heading over to Oakleaf next week. So Oakleaf High School, home of the Knights over there in Oakleaf, just a short drive from Baker County. Ask me how I know that, because we go to Chick-fil-A every chance we get, and we head to Oakleaf. You know what I mean? What, it takes you about 20 minutes to get over there?
From your house?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
From mine. Here we go.
Not from Baxter, where you live. On first down, the Wildcats throw it to the left side, and it bounces off the shoulder pads of Nick Williams over here. And we're going to have to take some precaution here to get out of this rain. So third down play coming up, and John Meadows, like I told you, we're going to take a break and get out of here. I think it's going to take us a couple of minutes, and I'll give you a call as we watch the action here from my cell phone in just a moment. But we got to cover up, got to get the equipment covered up here and make sure that we're able to broadcast next week. So, John, I'm going to send it back to the station for you here on third down for the Wildcats. I'm going to watch this last play. It'll be, second down and 10. We'll give it another minute, Jackie, and then we'll send it back to John so we can cover up and then come back and give the action in a moment. Wildcats run it up the middle, going to be Malachi Lewis on the carry. And Malachi is going to take it ahead for maybe 5 yards. And it's going to bring up a third down situation. Third down, we'll call it 5. I think, Jackie, if we can cover this box just momentarily, we should be okay for a few minutes. A little water never hurt anybody, right, Jack?
Yeah. A little never did, but I think what's coming is a lot.
You don't like it, do you? Third down and 5. Wildcats here from the 27-yard line. Dean takes the snap, rolling to his left. He's under pressure. Dean looks deep down the field, looking here for a man. It's going to be incomplete, broken up at the last possible second. And my goodness, that was almost a huge play for the Wildcats. He was looking for number 11 on the play. That's Tay Walker. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought he had Walker down the sideline again, but that rain made the ball a little slick. He's going to bring up another 4th and 7 here for the Wildcats. And, man, again, just can't get anything going offensively. sustain any type of a drive whatsoever.
Really hard, really hard. They've only got one first down tonight conventionally, then they've got another one via the penalty. And now the punt, the wind's just keeping the punt from moving downfield, and it's going to take a Wildcat roll, but only to the 46 of Bradford High. So Bradford going to take the ball 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line with a 12-0 lead here with 3:29 to go in the third quarter. And all those Wildcat fans that were telling us that the rain was on the way, Jackie, it made it.
It is here. As bad as I hate the rain, when it does start popping lightning, I'm out of here.
Yeah, if we see any lightning, they'll stop the football game too. So we'll be able to, and they should have some sort of tracking mechanism to let them know if lightning gets within so many miles of the stadium. So we'll keep our eye on that. And Jackie, I definitely don't want you to melt.
You gotta be careful. That's a good possibility.
1st down and 10, Bradford. They're short of the midfield stripe here from the 46-yard line. Shanks takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to be hit by Tucker Thrift right in the middle of the line there. He might have picked up 1 yard, but not much, as Shanks is tackled right there after a gain of 1.
Tucker Thrift having a great game tonight, able to keep Shanks from escaping. As it gets wet down there. He's hard to catch anyway.
Jackie, let me ask you a question. How does it go from being 150 degrees before the game, and now I feel like I need a jacket out here? What in the world? It's like the Twilight Zone. 2:54 to go here in the third quarter. Bradford with the football, 2nd down and 9. Where'd you get the umbrella?
Miss Nancy Cruz. She happened to have an extra one on hand.
2nd down, they hand it off, coming to the left side, and he's going to be hit right at the line. A great job. Cale Cruz turned him back upfield. Seth Chestnut and Tucker Thrift all there on the tackle, and it'll be 3rd and long now as the field's got to be getting tough for these guys to navigate as well.
I tell you, you can't draw it up any better than that. You called it. Cale Cruz turns him back inside, and just not. Alexander doesn't have enough. All that momentum can't stop on a dime, and Seth Chestnut just cleans him up, very similar to the play we saw Hudson Register make in the first half.
3rd down, 11. 2:06 to go in the third quarter. Remind me to tell you a Nancy Cruz story in just a moment, since you got the umbrella from her. 3rd down play, handoff straight ahead. Running back fights his way out to the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but it's going to be 4th down and 7. We'll see what Bradford decides to do here. They're going to send the punt team back out. I'll just make it a quick story. Nancy's the wife of Dwight Cruz, school board member, also cousin to me. He put some pictures today of some catfish that he caught on Facebook, and that Facebook's a handy tool. I got to tell you, I always told you I never had one, but now that I do, you learn a lot of stuff. So I asked her why. He went to the October Waha today to catch those catfish. Caught 45, he told me.
Yeah, Miss Nancy was showing me pictures of the one she caught.
10 pounds. There's the punt away. Davion Dean's going to get it to return this one. He gets it around the 15-yard line, and he's going to bring it back to the 30 before he's hit just before the 30. I'll tell you one thing. Bradford is not shy on having guys that talk.
No doubt.
They definitely talk.
They can do that.
It's been a lot of jawing out there tonight, but it's been pretty clean overall. What you say?
I felt like it was a lot cleaner than last year's playoff game. I felt like that one got a little dirty, but this one so far tonight, besides just some jawing back and forth, personal foul to start the game.
Yeah.
But other than that, been fairly clean.
1st down and 10 Wildcats now. We're going to take the football from the 27-yard line after Davion returned that about 12 yards. 1 minute exactly to go in the third quarter. Maybe this rain's going to let up, Jackie, and get out of here. The wind's kind of died down, and not a lot happening. Hand the ball to the right side, though, and Bradford all over our back in the backfield, and he could go nowhere. It'll be 2nd down.
That time, just trying to get it in our playmakers' hands, and I don't care if you got Barry Sanders back there. If at the handoff, there's 4 guys in the backfield. Makes it hard for anybody to do anything. That time, nothing doing.
Jamie Rogers, guy coaching the football team over there for Bradford. Jackie, you saw it as a head coach with the Wildcats, and with his tenure with Bobby Johnson and those guys, he's a defensive-minded guy. And Bradford definitely has some guys that can play defense. Hand the ball straight ahead this time and trying to just pick his way through the middle of that Bradford defense. Going to pick up maybe a yard back to make it 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I tell you, in a game like this where the conditions really affect the passing game, I can tell you what, we have not been able to run the ball all night long, so this is going to make it very tough. And you talked about Cam Smith earlier. You really miss a guy like Cam Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. A game breaker.
That can break it. I mean, anytime he touches the ball, he's got a chance. And the Wildcats just don't seem to have that guy this year. A bunch of well-rounded backs in the backfield, but not a guy that can just take it to the house.
Well, when we come back, it'll be Wildcats 3rd down and 11. That was the end of the 3rd quarter, so we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back with the 4th quarter, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you after that the rain's gone. Let's hope. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Hey Baker County, it's Sheriff Scotty Roden here, wishing our football team a safe and exciting Wildcat football season. As a 1989 Wildcat football player, I know for sure that once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And we all know there's nothing better than Friday night lights at Memorial Stadium. Please join the Baker County Sheriff's Office as we all scream, "Go Wildcats!"
Who does that, Jackie? Kind of like it. I like that song. Jump around, Jack.
I'm not jumping around in this.
3rd down, 11 for the Cats. Need to get it out across the 37-yard line. Davion Dean in the gun. Dean, straight drop, looking to throw. Davion under pressure again, trying to scramble out of there, and Davion just getting manhandled in the backfield, and they finally bring him down on the sideline, and another flag's down. I don't know if that's holding or if we got a face mask. Let's check the flags. And the PA announcer's talking about a fumble. I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
Sometimes you can just make things be what you want them to be, but I don't think he fumbled. 4th down play. We'll check the penalty flag. It was against the Cats for holding, and it's 4th down, so the Cats are going to have to punt it away. First play of the 4th quarter. 12-0 Bradford. It's been a defensive slugfest, and as good as we talk about how Bradford's defense played tonight, I mean, equally well on the other side of the ball, the Wildcats have. I mean, just giving up a couple of really tough big plays. One was a kickoff return for Bradford to open the football game. Another one on 3rd down, just kind of a last-chance play. They find a receiver that gets behind the defense, and he goes 50 yards for a touchdown. So 2 big plays for Bradford. That's how they get their touchdowns, Jackie. We get a good punt here from Dean, and it's going to roll dead down around the 33-yard line, and that's where Bradford will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, I tell you, we need one of those big plays. We need something to go our way. We had an interception earlier by Gavin Mosley. We thought when he picked it off it was a chance to take it to the house. But I'm going to tell you, that's one thing I meant to say earlier. As I saw Davion Dean returning one of those punts, we got some athletes on our sideline. I mean, some kids that got some speed. We haven't had anybody be able to pull away from these Bradford defenders all night long.
Yeah, that's right. Just no space, Guy gets the football, whether it's the running back or the receiver, quarterback. I mean, there's just no space. No space to operate. And like you said last year, you just need a little crease, and Cam Smith hits a hole, and he had the speed to get away from those guys. Well, we hadn't found that guy yet this year. Underdown play. Shanks has the fumble, goes through his legs. Hudson Register hits him, keeps it alive, and the Wildcats are going to get the fumble, I think. The snap went through the legs of Shanks, and they're going to say 2nd down.
Oh, no.
Wow. Thought we had the turnover.
Dang it. How in the world did we not fall on that football? I didn't see who it was in there initially, but he did the right thing. He hit Shanks.
That was Hudson Register.
And popped the ball loose again.
Yeah, Shanks was going back there to jump on the ball, And Hudson Register really heads up play. He just dives on Shank's back, and that keeps the fumble alive. And that might have injured Shanks because he's the man down right now, I think, for Bradford.
I think that might be Alexander, the running back.
Okay, 6 and 8. Yeah, you're right. Shanks is okay. He's over there. Not hoping for anybody to be hurt here. When Hudson dove on the back of the quarterback there.
Tell him to stop the clock. Tell him to stop the clock.
Yeah, the clock was still running. Maybe they're thinking that running clock. I had one of the Bradford fans tell me tonight that if they hit 35, did I know it was a running clock?
No.
As I was coming in the gate.
Dang it.
And I said, I just happen to know that. I said, let's hope we don't see that tonight. And I just kept walking.
You should have said, you know how we know? Because we were in a state championship 5 years ago. Where you been?
They pulled that junk on us in a state championship game. I thought that rule would be out the window in a championship. Wouldn't you, Jack?
I don't know. We may be glad that it wasn't. Those were some stallions down there for American Heritage.
They were, man, but,
we did try to make a little something happen.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Josh Haygood, them guys, we had Seth Page trying to bring them back. It was tough. Second down play now for Bradford, and it's like second down and 30. As that fumble play went all the way back to the 17. If we could have jumped on that, we'd have great field position here. But still a chance, possibly, that we can put them in a punt situation and get good field position.
Yeah.
All it takes is that one guy to break some.
We've seen some bobbled snaps all night from Shanks. And with this rain, that one just slipped right through his hands. And I thought the Wildcats were going to jump on it, and that was the big play we needed. But like you said, still a chance here, 3rd and 24 here. So if we can hold them, Wildcats look to get great field position.
Yeah, they're inside the 20. They need to get it all the way out across the 43-yard line. Shanks takes it, and he's going to run it. He runs it to the right, and he runs right into the Wildcat defensive end over there. Seth Chestnut staying home, making the tackle, and he picks up maybe 3 yards. It'll be 4th down. They'll have to punt this one.
I'll take another snap over his head here. Let's see if Cale Cruz can reminisce what happened last Friday and scoop that thing up.
That's what we need. Also, I guess I'm going to have to hang these headsets out tomorrow, make sure they dry. And good news is our box is covered up, so our equipment is okay inside the box, but our headset's getting a little wet here. You got the umbrella, and I think you're holding more of it than I am, but that's okay. You borrowed it.
Oh, my goodness.
Snap was on the ground there on 4th down, but they blow the whistles and call it a dead ball. I'm not sure who was offsides.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
We were trying to get back there. They're only taking that intermediate drop here with the quick punt, and they give them free 5 yards, but we were trying to get across there. That snap was on the ground. We might have had a chance.
Yeah, it was 4th down, so we were going to get the ball in worst-case scenario at the Bradford 15-yard line there.
Well, maybe we're going to get in there now. 4th down, the punter's still back there. Quick punt. He gets it out. Dean gets it at the 42 of the Wildcats. Makes a man miss. Dean across midfield. Dean to the 45. Davion Dean to the 40 of Bradford. Davion Dean gets hit out of bounds along the far side, but he gets it all the way back to around the 32-yard line of Bradford. A great return by Davion Dean. Made a couple of guys miss. Good return, and the Wildcats, good field position.
Yeah, there's a flag on the far sideline. I don't know if they're going to call him for a late hit or not.
He might have hit him out of bounds. He hit him hard, I know that. Pushing him toward the home sideline over there, or home crowd.
We could get a 15-yarder tacked onto that. That'd be great field position.
Some of these guys for the Wildcats, Philip Jackson coming over, Hudson Register coming over, Seth Chestnut coming over, Davion Dean coming over, Cale Cruz. These guys, I tell you, man, guys are having a good night on that defensive side, but unfortunately, that flag's going to go against us, Jack. Back us up.
Imagine that.
Somebody got hit out of bounds, but they're saying our guy did it. So we're going to take it all the way back to the 47-yard line. So it wipes out about half of the Davion Dean return, but still we'll start in their territory. 8:39 to go in the ball game. Wildcats still trailing 12-0 here to the Bradford Tornadoes on the road. Davion Dean in the shotgun takes the snap. A little option play backwards the other way, and the Wildcats are going to turn it over. And the Wildcats say they've got it. I don't even know who's got it. They come up with it. We try to run a little misdirection option play running to the other side, and the pitch never got there. The defender comes in, knocks it out, and Bradford is going to jump on it, and they're going to have first down.
And again, that was a designed option play there. That was Mekhi Mosley at quarterback, and Davion Dean trying to get a breather on the sideline. And again, just 3 Bradford defenders in his face before anything can even attempt to happen back there.
Tough. That was tough. I don't necessarily mind the play call, but with this rain and the way that the ball's wet, the field conditions and everything, it's going to be, got to be just right. You know, you got to execute in those situations.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid that didn't have anything to do with it. Again, it is the whole defensive line of Bradford just in the backfield.
They definitely were. First down play coming up for Bradford. They've got the ball at the Wildcat 43 now, leading 12-0. 8:29 to go here in the ball game. Shanks takes the snap, going to hand the ball running to the right side. That's Alexander, and he's going to be pulled down in the backfield. Tucker Thrift, a great play, stayed home and made a nice tackle.
Great tackle by Tucker Thrift that time. What are we doing? I mean, that's 2 yards, Mike, from where the tackle was made. The tackle was made at the 49-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 47.
Yeah, well, they threw him back to the 49. I agree with you, right around the 48. But, yeah, they moved him all the way up to the 47.
Goodness gracious.
Still, though, a loss of 4 on the play, so good play by Tucker Thrift that time. He's played well.
Very well tonight. Very well. One of those seniors out there contributing, knowing that this is it.
Second down, call it second down and 14. Shanks takes the snap, going to give the ball running straight ahead. And this time the running back finds a little bit of a crease down to the 40-yard line. Gets back the lost yardage on the first play, plus about 2, so it'll be third down and 8.
I tell you, if you go what I consider third and long, really anything over 5 yards, this Wildcat defense has put Bradford in that situation a bunch tonight.
All night.
A bunch.
The stats show that Bradford's got more yardage and they've got more first downs, but they had a couple of big plays. You know, I mean, their offense has definitely done a little more than our offense, but our defense has played inspired, physical football, which is what you look for from a Wildcat football team.
Yep.
Got to find something on offense.
Got to. Down 12-0 here. We need to stop.
Third down and 7. Hand the ball straight ahead. Running back's going to be hit right in the hole by Seth Chestnut and driven to the turf, and that's going to be fourth down coming up. He might have picked up a yard.
6:40 and running here. Again, brings up another fourth and long situation. Bradford looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field.
Well, they just want to let that clock run. You're going to get the mid-quarter timeout probably. That'd be my guess. They'll get the mid-quarter timeout, and then we'll take a break. So let's take a break here while we do that. It's 12-0 Bradford. We got about 6 minutes to go in the ball game. They're going to take the mid-quarter timeout, so let's send it back for a 1-minute break here. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Ferreira Funeral Services asks, how do you want to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as somebody who treated people with love and respect.
I'd like to be remembered as someone who made other people feel important.
I would like to be remembered as a loving husband and father.
I want to be remembered as the Sunshine Gal, who was a compassionate listener with unconditional love.
How would you like to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody who made a difference in this world.
Baker High Football is brought to you by Ferreira Funeral Services, 259-5700.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
welcome you back here to Bradford High School right here in Stark, Florida. Going to bring it home from here. 6:21 to go in the football game. Wildcats trailing 12-0 against these Bradford Tornadoes. On the road here tonight. Season opener for both teams. Probably haven't said that enough tonight. High school football starting in earnest around the North Florida area tonight. And probably some good games in action. Have to go back home and see what kind of highlights you can get on the, what do they do, the Friday night blitz or whatever you call it. I don't even know. Tornadoes offsides, going to move us, make it a 4th down, 11. Davion Dean stands back around the 15-yard line. They've just been intermediate with the punter back there, and he stands about 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and just does a quick punt. Have to talk to Coach Rogers and find out why exactly they're running this formation. I guess technically he could just take off out of this formation or throw a pass or do lots of things, but you just don't have much time, you know. He angles one toward the sideline here on the punt, doesn't let Davion Dean return this one, and we'll take it 1st down and 10 around the inside the 15-yard line over there. So good punt.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to us at the 11-yard line. And listen, the way this offense has struggled tonight, I don't blame them for wanting to punt that one away. And with 5:53, the Wildcats have to find the spark here. You kind of feel like if you don't score, come away with something on this drive, and you got to have a touchdown. Got to have a touchdown. Too late in the game to worry about a field goal. So
first down, yeah.
Need a spark.
Got to have some spark. Something. 1st down and 10, Wildcats. You called it the 11-yard line. Wildcat offense back on the field. Davion Dean in the gun. Davion takes a snap, going to give it straight ahead. Wildcats running it with Lewis, or maybe Mosley, trying to get it outside the 11. Just hadn't been a lot of room there, has there?
No, not a lot of room at all. And I tell you, with 5:40 and counting here, we got to go quick. Got to go quick. Got to try to get points on the board on this drive.
5.5 minutes to go in the football game. I would say this is kind of do or die for the Cats here on this drive, because if we turn it back over, Stark can pretty much run the clock out. Davion Dean on the scramble play. He's going to take it out across the 20-yard line, out to the 21, maybe the 22, close to a 1st down.
Yeah, picked up the 1st down.
Scramble. He was under some pressure in the backfield, just kind of scrambled, went straight ahead. Got picked up by a big defensive end down the field and slammed down, but 1st down and 10 Cats. I think that's our 3rd 1st down of the night. Davion Dean, pump fake at the line of scrimmage, has a receiver down the field. He has a receiver down the field, and that ball is going to be, they're going to say, intercepted by Bradford. They hit our guy in the helmet, went up in the air, tip drill, and their guy catches it. Safety came over, put the hit on our guy number 11, but the pass was on the money, Jackie.
On the money. That's another one. That is two that had bounced off face mask of Wildcat receivers. And just unfortunate. Davion Dean throws a strike right in the seam there with the potential to make a big play. But again, just can't come up with it.
4:48 to go in the ball game. Bradford with the football from the 46-yard line. Looking ahead to next week, guys, Oakleaf, the Knights, another non-district game for the Wildcats. We'll be there. I think that's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Am I right, Jackie?
Yeah, I think anything. Once you get over in Jacksonville, Clay County, you go back to 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock kickoff next week from Oakleaf, playing the Knights. 1st down play here for Bradford. They're going to run it into the teeth of that Wildcat defense again, and we just stuff them at the line. This game's been one of those games, Jackie, you could go back and watch 2 highlights. The opening kickoff and the touchdown pass they had, and that's the only highlights of this game. Everything else has just been tackles right at the scrimmage line.
Yeah, not a whole lot doing. Like you said earlier, that's Bradford offense had a little more success, but, I mean, this Wildcat defense has stood tall time and time again. Just can't get anything going offensively. And missed opportunities when you do get a chance
Second down play upcoming now for Bradford from the 45 of the Wildcats. Call it the 46. Yeah, that's it, Jack. I mean, Wildcat defense played tough, played valiant. You got to get some help from the offense. Last week it was tough against Lake Butler. The offense struggled. Tonight they struggle again, but like I was talking about, we play Oakleaf next week. That's a non-district game, okay? Then we go on the road again to face Glen Academy up in Brunswick, non-district game. So until the fourth game of the year, it doesn't really matter from a playoff perspective if you win the district, So the district games start that week. We'll play Baldwin that fourth week of the season, and that's your first district contest of the year.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, we talk about this every year. There's games that matter and games that don't. And listen, does this one maybe matter for your morale and your confidence a little bit to start the season? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, this game doesn't mean anything. We take you back to last year when Bradford County came to us and we got rained out in the second quarter there, and that game was getting out of hand quickly. And then we come back in the playoffs and, again, a few plays away from, coming out of here with a victory. So this team, they see the things they need to work on. It's 2 weeks in a row where offensively we've just kind of sputtered out on the field. So I know they're going to get after it in practice again come Monday, and got to fix it. Got to fix it when you go over to Oakleaf. We were able to see them down at camp in the summertime. They're big. They're big, and they're fast, and they're well coached. So Oakleaf is going to be another tough opponent come next Friday.
That was a team that came to Memorial Stadium last year. We had a big win against Oakleaf last year that kind of set the tone for a little run we made. An interception here. They throw it to the right side. The Wildcats make the play. He overthrew the receiver, and that's Gavin Mosley's second interception of the night.
Second interception of the night, and that's a big one with 3:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Going to give the Wildcats a chance.
Yeah, I was about to wrap us up and get us out of here, Jack, and we come away with an interception. So one more opportunity with this Wildcat offense. And Shanks again that time, just kind of out of the reach of the receiver. And I don't know. I'm Coach Rogers. I'm just running the clock out. I mean, I don't know. He's working on stuff too, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
He's going to wish he had if we score 2 quick ones right here and get out of here 14-12.
Davion Dean picks it up off the turf. We run a little screen play there, and nobody home. It'll be second down and 10. And Davion Dean, I feel like, has been hit on every play.
Yeah.
Whether he's handed off or whether
it doesn't matter where he goes or what he does with it. He toughed it out, though,
Again, thanks to all the sponsors who make Wildcat football possible. We'll spend some time talking about that, and we were talking about what we're doing from a coaches show perspective. We'll get that out in the next week or two. Just getting underway here. We just kind of made the decision to get back on the radio this year, so we're working some things out. Davion Dean fires a pass, second down to the middle part of the field. It's incomplete. But I thank Tim Wilder for joining us here tonight and doing stats with us, Jackie. It's good to see him and hanging out here. And he's a Georgia Bulldog fan. Next week, man, what's up with I didn't even realize, I'm a Gator fan through and through, you know that, but I didn't even realize our game's on a Thursday night. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah, I did. That's prime time, man.
Well, why?
Week 0.
Well, why?
Want the whole all of America to see the greatest team in America.
Do we? I mean, Saturdays are the days for college football. Saturdays are for college football. I cannot stand a Friday or Thursday college football game. Davion swings it out here to the right side. Catch is made. And on third down, we're going to be about 5 yards short of the first down, and the clock's going to tick under 3 minutes to go.
We got no choice but to go for it right here.
Utah made the long trip all the way across the country last year to face the Gators here in Gainesville, and that was about the best thing that happened for the Gators all year last year. We'll hope. I don't know. Next Thursday, we'll check it out. We'll get to see them play on the road. Fourth down play. Davion Dean is going to hand it off straight ahead, and Malachi Lewis is going to fight his way out near the first down, and I think he got it.
Got the first down, and my goodness.
That's not Malachi. That's 25.
Yeah, that's Benny Lewis. His brothers.
Yep.
We we've not been able to run the ball all night long, and on 4th and 5 with the game on the line, Benny Lewis.
2:38 to go in the ball game. First down, Cats, just shy of midfield. Davion Dean winds it up, throws one down the field, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Mekhi Mosley. Look at that, Jackie. He's drawing 3 Bradford Tornadoes deep in covers there.
Yeah, Bradford knows who the playmakers are. They're paying a lot of attention to Mekhi Mosley out there.
Second down at the 47-yard line. Stops the clock with 2:29 to go. Once again, we'll be on the air about 6:45 next week from Oakleaf, facing the Knights, Oakleaf High School. I haven't been there. Have you been there? Oh, little middle screen caught. Wildcats 45-yard line down to the 40. Another first down. We ran a screen pass that time. And again, Davion Dean was hit when he threw, but got it off.
Got it off.
Be first down.
Got it off to Jalen Wilcox, so another first down. 2:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. And, man.
First down and 10 Wildcats. After this play, we'll be under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Wilcox, a nice run after the catch there. Davion now under pressure, and Davion's going to get hit and sacked. He can't even get this one off. Torin Brazil, that guy has been all over the backfield of these Wildcats. And that's going to be about a 7-yard loss.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Torin Brazil, number 1, Jackie. I'm going to tell you something. We're going to see some football players this year. That guy is right now on the top of the list.
There's no doubt about it. He may be the best one we see all year. He has done a lot of things.
What a beast. Playing on that right defensive side of the ball, and he is just having his way tonight. He gets a hit on Davion Dean again as he releases the ball, trying to hit Mekhi Mosley across the middle, and it's incomplete. And I promise you, Davion Dean will remember Torin Brazil. Big difference, though, you know. Dean, he's a, junior?
Junior, yeah.
Brazil's a big senior, been here. But, Dean, I tell you, you grow up a lot in games like this right now. I'm going to tell you something. Davion Dean is tough because a lot of guys couldn't take what he's taken tonight, and he's gotten right back up after every one of these hits and kept it going. Third down and 16. Dean looking downfield, and Dean scrambles to the right sideline, and he's just going to scramble out of bounds. He had nowhere to throw the football, and he had nowhere to run. It'll be fourth down now. 1:22 left in the ball game, and if we go for it here, that's about the only chance we've got, and then an onside kick. So,
yeah,
about that time of the game.
Like you said, too, you know, you look at this game and you look at how we've struggled offensively. At any time, Davion Dean could have packed it up and said, you know what, I don't want any part of this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm tired of getting hit, you know, but he hasn't done that. He's toughed it out, done a great job out there, and just took hit after hit. Hasn't really come off the field a whole lot. Played, you know, both ways all game and special teams.
Well, what you got to remember, I mean, you got to think big picture here, you know, and the big picture for this Wildcat football team is you got some guys playing, you know, offensive line. You got some guys playing out there that haven't played before. You've got a new set of running backs. You got to get some chemistry with your quarterback and these guys. So let me tell you, you guys listening in, I mean, this is a really, really good Bradford High football team, and it's a 12-0 ball game, you know. So this defense is going to keep us in a lot of games this year, the way they're playing football. I can tell you that, because as good as Torin Brazil is and that Bradford defense, as much as they fly, our defense has played right on par pretty much with this Bradford defense now as far as results go. That's what you care about.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they got some legit D1 guys
no doubt.
There committed. They got 5 or 6 guys committed to D1 schools, and this Wildcat defense has stood toe-to-toe with them all night long.
Great night for Chestnut, great night for Register, great night for Tucker Thrift, great night for Henderson up there on the big guy, number 99 on the line. Great night for Gavin Mosley, 2 interceptions. Cale Cruz has played well. Some of these guys, Dean gets hit again as he throws it, looking for Mosley down the middle. If he catches it, it's a touchdown, but if not, it's Bradford ball, and that's where we're at. And I'm hoping Jamie Rogers will do the right thing here and just kneel down this thing and let's get out of here.
Yeah, take a couple knees. No sense in getting anybody hurt here. Wet field conditions, and Bradford going to come out here in a tough battle, but with a win, 12-0, and first game of the season on the road. The Wildcat defense, can't say enough about those guys.
Yeah.
Got to figure the offense out, though. They're going to start the season 0-1.
Yeah, the Wildcats will. We're going to go to 0-1 on the year. Like I said, though, this is not a district game. We'll be back next week on the road against Oakleaf, the Knights. I want to thank all those sponsors that made it possible. Stay tuned throughout the rest of the year. All those guys, the sponsors that we've got. I went through the list earlier. I'm not going to go through the list again because we're going to get out of here pretty soon. But tough night for the Cats. 12-0, 1:17 on the clock, and I'm thinking if they take a knee, we won't call timeout, will we?
Nah.
All right, so there you go. Taking a knee, and they're going to run the clock out.
We are going to call a timeout, too.
And that's when you do that, you know, when you call timeout after they're taking a knee, I mean, I guess that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, you got to try.
Got to try.
They snapped one to his hands early on. You got to hope to try to get something here with 1:08 left, but...
Do we? If the scoreboard's right, that's our last time out anyway. So I don't know that we can stop it again. But yeah, I mean that's absolutely right. You got to take your timeouts. You got to take a chance. I'm just wet.
Miserable conditions out here.
I know that this umbrella has really protected our front side. So if you look at my wallet right here, it's dry as a bone. But let me turn around, Jack. Tell me what you see. It's wet back there. I think I got a towel in the truck, I hope. They take the second down snap, and they take the knee here, so clock's going to run under a minute now. The Wildcats cannot stop the clock again, so I think they'll have to snap it one more time, and that'll do it for the ball game. Like we said, the Cats will go to 0-1 on the season, but I was telling you, big picture thinking, this is not a district game. Your defense is outstanding. Go to Oakleaf next week. Keep playing hard on the defense. We got to find something on the offense, got to find something, but we've got until week 4 for that first district game against Baldwin to really find it. You know what I mean? But you want to see some development these next couple of weeks, gain some momentum as you head into the district contest against Baldwin, and we'll see where we go. You know, but this team's got a lot of opportunity, ahead of them.
Yeah, very proud again of the way the defense played tonight. You know, it's 12-0 ball game, Mike. Again, we talk about big plays. They return the opening kickoff of the game for a touchdown, and then they turn around and they throw one over the top. So, you know, even if you take the one that they threw over the top, take the kickoff away, I mean, my goodness, I don't know how you could be more proud of the defensive performance tonight. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to a good season. This defense definitely encouraging as we go the rest of the way through the season, and just got to figure it out offensively.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I mean, you got to find some things that'll work, you know. And I'll tell you this: if Oakleaf or Glen Academy or Baldwin have, I don't think any of those guys are going to have the defense we face tonight. So hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see some opportunities for us to get some things happening offensively. Great job. Hats off to Bradford for the way they played defense, and they made just enough plays, you know, to get the offensive score on the board to make it a 12-0 game. 0-1 on the year, but we'll be back next week, just the start of the 2023 Wildcat football season. So Mike Cruz, Jackie Baker, we're set to bring it to you all year long. And, Jackie, you guys just be safe going home. I'm going to send it back to John Meadows so we can get out of here and go get dried off. And, John, appreciate all that you did tonight, and we'll tell you more next week about our coaches show opportunities and other things. But thanks to the Wildcat fans for listening in tonight. We'll send it back to John Meadows. Good night, everybody.